just what the machines want you to think.
It's what the machines pay us.
That they're not really in here.
No,
Liars.
the machines desire us to think more than we actually know, but in reality, it's...
What's more terrifying than a machine's desire?
I don't know. I imagine like a machine's desire is pretty sexual.
It's like a vibrator crossed with a Terminator.
Yeah, I like to think that it's like a vibrator cross
A Verminator.
A Verminator, yeah. But like, yeah, it depends. Like, how much do you want to be fucked by a machine? That's the real question here.
I mean, I'd put a vibrator up there.
You would?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Up where though? Your reefer, your asshole.
The second one, you can't get a vibrator in there.
You can get like a little vibration tube.
No. A cube?
Tube?
Fuck.
It's not a cube. Not a cube.
It's like who's putting a cube.
I mean,
up there,
I've been to surgery. I've had things up my pee.
Fair enough.
They put a catheter up there.
This is a gaming podcast.
Yeah,
and
and
we're talking. We're just coming in hard.
We're the best gaming podcast ever because we are so.
I mean,
multi-versatile.
We don't even talk about games. That's how good a gaming podcast we are.
Yeah, we
talk about urethras.
Yeah, we are so good at talking about. Oh,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
This is the Game of the Year podcast for Player vs. Player. Technically, we're breaking laws in a few hours.
I think if we'll wrap this up in the next 30 to 40 seconds, I think we'll be all right.
We won't be breaking the law at that point.
Pokemon Gold, Super Smash Bros. Melee, and I'm done. All right, see you later. Bye.
That's your awards, is it?
Yeah, that's all my awards. Bye. Bye, everyone.
But before we get into the awards, like, how was your Christmas, dude?
Pretty good. Very stressful. Stressful in like a kind of like in like a fun character building kind of way, because we were responsible for making the dinner and doing all of the, like adulty planning stuff.
I wasn't expecting the phrase character building to come into that.
Well, if you can stay in your tiny kitchen with your partner for 12 hours or 8 hours cooking, and you just don't even yell at each other, and you're all right. Like,
yeah, you're in a good relationship.
Yeah.
I forgot Jimmy again.
God, get him. I can see his wee bum.
Everyone can see his wee bum. I can see his wee bum. You know what the problem is, man? I try to put all this together.
That's true, yeah. Quite quickly. Technically, this stream wasn't supposed to be happening until 8. Yeah. And then we thought, fuck it, we'll do her a wee bit early. We'll get her bucked a wee bit early this week.
There we go. There's Jimmy. I keep forgetting to put because it's literally like moving tables, moving cameras, moving equipment, everything. But yeah, if you can spend like upwards of 6+ hours in the same like small cramped amount of space as your partner without causing an argument, you're pretty much in a good relationship.
Not even like one raised voice. And we also make a hell of a dinner, which is nice.
See that's just sounds like the ultimate team right there.
Made the fuck out of a dinner.
Made the fuck out of dinner.
Absolute fuck out of it.
Walk me through this dinner.
Right, I made a loaf of bread.
That's already amazing, right?
A loaf of bread, chili cheese bread. We made 2 pies. A giant mince pie, like one big pie. Yeah. Instead of like loads of small.
Still little
pies.
Small boys. Yeah.
I made one big one. Yeah. Tara made a big massive apple pie, which was fucking tight. We made a giant ham, like the size of your head, maybe even bigger, like an absolute massive gammon steak.
Oh, that's just fucking tight.
Giant boy. There was turkey. What can you do? It's turkey. It's whatever. Yeah. And then all your usual your potatoes and your mash, and then like 2 different kinds of stuffing. So like our meat stuffing, which is essentially just like the inside of a sausage.
Yeah, that's what's meant to be, right?
In a loaf. And then Tara's American stuffing, which is just all bread.
Yeah, I've heard it that's like that. I can't remember who I was talking to. Like, there was a conversation I had regarding stuffing. It's like yeah, like stuffing's kind of like sausage meat and stuff. And like a few of the Yanks in the stream were like, no, it's like bread and shit. Yeah. And I'm like, no, you're wrong.
Their stuffing is delicious.
Yeah,
like the bread stuffing's not bad. It's not bad at all. But you need the sausage stuffing.
The sausage stuffing's kind of like what I'm used to, man. Yeah. I'm used to a bit of that, like...
You need stuffed by that sausage.
Yeah, like, I mean, if let's put it this way, right? When you're getting stuffed...
Yeah, you don't want to be stuffed
It's usually from stuff and it's in a sausage, like,
you want
right?
meat stuffing.
Yeah.
You want to be stuffed with
You
meat.
want to be compacted right in there.
None of those empty carbs. You want that meat.
You get... It's one of those things, right? Both of them are great. Like the fact that you had both
Yeah.
tells me that you had like a great fucking
To
meal.
be fair, I made her make the bread one. I was like, you make that bread stuffing, you son of a bitch. I'll fucking eat it all. Which is essentially pretty much what happened. I had it all. It was a bit of a special dinner this year because we had a little puppy there.
Yeah.
Little 10-week-old
Do me the slightest favor for
Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
aim that a little bit more down your mouth.
Oh, we had like a little Staffordshire Bull Terrier, and while she was a nightmare,
Yeah.
we appreciated having her there. It was fun.
Okay, with like little pups are always going to be a little bit like that.
Yeah.
The reason I actually do that, by the way, is because I saw like I was almost breaching every time I'm talking where you weren't, and then as soon as we
Ooh.
directed that, you started reaching my same level.
How dare you?
I was just trying to make sure you were both the same.
How
volume.
dare you? Yeah, trying to make a dinner for 5 people with a 10-week-old puppy running about your feet. It's quite tough,
Yeah.
but ultimately it was quite fun. It was a good night.
What is the name of the little pup?
It's called Blue. She's
It's called Blue. Oh, that's adorable.
Little Staffy.
Oh, I
Blue.
love wee Staffy. I did.
A giant head.
Your sister did put like a picture or two on her Instagram, and it did show my mum and dad. My mum and dad loved it. Like,
Yeah.
my dad loves wee Staffy though.
I mean,
We had Barney, sure.
I know it's right up the street if he ever wants to say hello.
They have like a wee bastard at the minute, so I don't know.
Aye, the dog you don't like.
She's such a yappy little shit.
Oh, there's a stuffing poll going on.
She's stuffing all. Oh fuck, is RL?
What should stuffing always be?
meaty, bready, clar? Yep, yeah, he's definitely in there.
Bacon. I think
Guys, vote in
stuffing
the
should just
poll.
be me. I'd stuff you.
I mean, vote in a poll. What do you think the stuffing should always be?
Well, what are you going to vote for?
I don't vote because I have to be impartial. No,
I'm voting for you.
no. No, we can't do it. You want to know why?
Why?
Because it's a rigged poll. If we vote on a poll that's polling,
We didn't
our
make
audience.
the poll. Someone else has made this poll.
Yeah,
though.
but we can't interfere. We're the hosts. That's a rigged poll. If you
I'm
vote on
jumping
for
in here.
fuck's sake.
If I get in here before this is gone, this constitutes me. What? Trying to rig the poll?
You're trying to rig the poll, yes.
I don't even know what I'm going to hit. I'm going to hit bacon. Like, obviously, I'm going to hit bacon.
I would say, like, how would you not give yourself a good hands up there, like, for the poll?
Vote. I can't get to it. Oh, God. I'll have to watch adverts. Vote. I voted for myself. Not rigged. Not rigged at all.
Oh, God
it's
damn it,
3
they're going to
ways
do it
now.
again.
Oh,
Oh, thank God.
no. Aw.
Oh, thank God. No, it's not that they're, like, the chat has this tendency, and I think they act like a hive mind,
Yeah.
and they always tie the polls.
Ooh.
And I mean, like, 4-way ties, 5-way ties, they just do it to troll. They're a fucking hive mind at this point with it.
I suppose there should have been an all of the above option.
Well, RL is
Yeah.
an omnipresent lord who acts in his own way.
You better
It's
be
good
in
to
here.
have him with
Love
us
him.
though on this podcast. It's
Love
a rare.
I'm seeing him in a while. How are you, boy?
It's rare to have him, obviously, because he's a busy boy on a Saturday most times. So obviously he misses the podcast when it's live. But we
Yeah.
do have our wonderful moderator, I like to refer him to our keeper of the 7 keys.
Oh yeah, he knows the score. Like he's
You
like
know?
the gatekeeper of the podcast. This is for you.
Oh fuck you! Fuck you! You
Beautif-
fucking asshole!
Beautifully wrapped.
We said no fucking presents, and you're doing me dirty like this.
Sorry, some of Tara's hair is in it.
Oh fuck you! Why would you do me dirty like that?
Just fucking do yourself dirty. Oh, hon, I know you like your stuff meaty.
I hate the fact that you do this to me.
You do this to me. You buy me gifts. You treat me like a queen.
Oh my fucking god! Are these drinking horns?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, boy. One for you, one
And
for
one
me.
for you.
See, that's why it's half and half.
Oh my god! Yes.
And
This is incredible.
And then we have to drink this.
Oh my god!
Did I buy you Prosecco, or did someone just give me 2 bottles of Prosecco?
Someone just give you 2 balls of
Someone
Prosecco.
give me 2 bottles of Prosecco, so we're gonna crack into that as we're doing our. Don't worry, they've been washed, so you can. Just
Oh
drink
yeah,
straight
that's
out
fine. I just can't. I'm just trying to work out the dynamic how you drink from these.
You do this.
No, but look at the curve, right? Do you do it like that, or do you do it like this?
Well, we'll find
that
out.
out. We'll work that out.
We'll find out when we get to it. When we get to it, we'll find out. So, how was your Christmas? What'd you get up to?
Man, mine's just chaos. Like I woke up. I wake up every Christmas depressed.
Oh, sweet.
But that's not That's nothing unusual. I'm not looking for sympathy when I say that shit. My Christmas is I always wake up, it just terrible. Because like it's one of those things where like I wake up and this house is always cold, and it's always alone, with the exception of myself, obviously. And well, it is like, and I never put any fucking decorations up because there's no point.
I don't want to stop you and your soul searching Christmas story here,
right?
But there's another poll up.
Okay, outraged at present. Guys, wouldn't the pull outraged at present? Vacuuming it up, always. Pull is rigged. Mustard soda. No, why mustard soda? All of the above?
Neither isn't all of the above option.
I want that mustard soda.
All of the above.
But like, yeah, so I wake up. I never have decorations up because like, it's just me and I don't care about Christmas most part.
I mean, put up a set of lights or something. Like,
I have lights in here.
That's true, you do.
I work out of a very lit room.
Yeah, I guess in here is Christmassy enough, technically.
This room is always kind of like decorated quite well.
If it's the only place you ever really are, then
there, the bedroom. I sit in the living room to read,
right?
Because there's no PC, there's no TV to distract me, so I can just sit down with the book down there,
away from all your.
Yeah, because like I can't do it. Like if there's a bit of technology in area, I won't read. Like I'm not able to sit down with a book while I'm in front of a PC or a TV because I'll get distracted and stick them on.
Yeah. Okay,
so if I want to read, I go down to the living room.
That makes sense.
But yeah, so like I had that. So that's kind of like my traditional Christmas morning. I do that, right? And then obviously kind of milled around, watched a bit of stuff online and stuff. Had a bit of fun there on to Discord stuff. Just doing a few bits of Discord jazz here and there. Then I went to a folks' house, having dinner. And that was chaos, as always. Yeah. As always, it was chaos.
Was it your dad, and the little dog?
Yeah. Like my mum, I love my mum dearly, but she can't cook for shit. So she's always like, do you want me to cook for you? I was like, no.
No.
So she got my dad like a turkey crying because like, I don't like turkey that much, and her cooking's terrible, so I'm not going to subject myself to that horrifying fucking thing. So it's one of those ones where do that, and then I get a steak. I've never seen a New York strip in Belfast like as a piece of steak.
Right. 2
of those, I was like, this is weird. This is like big, like long, chunky boys, not like a sirloin. Like it was like a strip. I was like, they sell this type of cut here. Like I've never seen it. But
I mean, I'm pretty sure it is just like a steak that's cut in a particular way.
Yeah, but like they actually was like the packaging and all that there. So I had 2 of those big chunky boys. Cooked them amazing.
So
kept them rare.
You had 2 steaks for your Christmas dinner.
Yeah,
that sounds like something I think I'm gonna need to start.
It's great. I had some roasties on the side, bit of pepper sauce, a little bit of what's those long peas? Some of the little shoots.
Green beans.
Yeah, those boys. Yeah. Some of them. Those boys. I wouldn't mind. I want some onions, but there's no onions. Sitting down, I'm sitting there eating my steaks and stuff. Mum sticks on a documentary about Scientology. Christmas Day, watching literally a documentary about Scientology around my mum and dad, which is just chaos.
Did it look like they were seconds away from being like, you know what? These guys aren't that crazy.
No, Dad just kept hyper focusing on the idea that Tom Cruise jumps on sofas and he thinks the whole religion's just that.
Right. Just you go into your room, you clock the sofas, and you're like, right, that one.
It's like that's that religion where you jump on the sofas, isn't it?
that one thing he done like 8 or 9 years ago.
Yeah, that's my dad hyper focused on that.
One brief interview on like Oprah.
Yeah. It's like that religion's mad. You jump on the sofas on it, Joe.
No, you just follow people home and destroy their cars and wreck their lives. And
it's like it's got the girl from overseas, like a King of Queens, who used to be a Scientologist, but she got out.
Yeah.
Like she got out, and then so she's like on the other side now, going through all this shit and kind of like talking through other people about all the weird shit and kind of like seeing all the weird tactics of all. And he's going like, I wonder if she's gonna jump on that sofa. A bit.
It's 100% just like a tax scam. It's so obvious that it's like a tax scam.
Oh yeah.
No, there's no 2 ways about it that Scientology is a tax scam.
So I watched that, and it was just the true meaning of Christmas poll.
Oh my god, another poll.
An alligator that your man can't cook, like Scientology documentary, chocolate.
More chocolate.
Voting the poll above the player guys. But yeah, so that was the dialectic chaos that I endured. Then I came home and I passed out. Like I think I was out for about 12 hours.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to like. We said right, come up at like 9, and then it was like 9:30. I was like, right, where is this cunt? And then my ma and my dad and all that left very shortly after that because the dog was just going mental. And they're like, right, we need to get this fucking dog home. And I think I was asleep about 25 minutes after they left the house.
Just as well as I didn't go up there.
Yeah, I was just so fucking busted. Like I'm normally up for like a long session on Christmas night.
Yeah.
It's just the last couple of Christmases that's how it went. It's like you finish eating,
But you spent the whole day cooking.
yeah, you sit about, you eat a wee bit more, and then you drink until like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
But like it hit like 10:30. I was like,
Well, you spent your whole day cooking
but I
and not
normally
eating and freeway fucking time. Seriously, guys.
you dirtbags, and your three-way
Dude, they did this on
ties.
purpose.
Scum.
But yeah, so I get it. Like you're up all night
Yeah.
cooking, or up all day cooking. Then you're eating a lot of food, and then
yeah, we done a lot the day before as well.
right.
The pies and the bread and all was the day before. So it was essentially like 2 days of quite late cooking because we didn't get finishing the pies until like I want to say like 12:30 or something at night.
Jesus, At
So
night, so like
it was pretty late, a pretty late night, and then a pretty and that, who's drinking? People better be drinking whiskey.
people
in the
are
chat.
drinking whiskey in the chat. We got a poll.
I know Tara's not because we don't have any whiskey in the house at the minute, but Hannah could get Mikey to start drinking whiskey if he's there.
I had
you,
to vote.
You fucking voted in that one, didn't you?
I had to. I'm
yeah,
drinking whiskey.
You big dirty.
I'm drinking whiskey in the chat right now, aren't I? Sláinte.
Sláinte. Oh yeah. People need to start doing the quiet cheers. So it's like the quieter. If you touch the glass and you're not even sure if the glass touched or not, then you done it right.
Yeah.
It has to be so quiet that only a person with really big ears could hear it.
What the fuck is Billy put into the chat?
I don't know. I'm just glad he's here. What's up, Billy?
I
What's
don't get
What's
the
up,
right.
crack?
Maggie's currently pounding it. Pouring. Sorry, my dyslexia always killed you there.
Mikey, what did I tell you about pounding that whiskey?
Pouring the whiskey, not pounding
Pound the
whiskey.
fuck out of the bottle.
Hey Dean, how's you, man?
Oh, your boy Dean as well. What's up, Dean?
Oh my
Mwah.
god, he is R-Truth in it. I didn't even realize he was R-Truth in it.
Oh my god, you just missed a wrestling reference.
I mean, it's been a sad day for me, if I'm honest, wrestling wise.
Oh yeah, who died?
Brody Lee.
Who's that?
He was formerly Luke Harper of WWE. Now Brody, well, formerly Brody Lee now. Big, towering fellow, massive beard. Was head of the Dark Order. Former TNT champion for about a few weeks. Really sad. Like everything, he was an amazing performer. And everything I woke up this morning, looked at the tweet, and I was like, "Oh my god, you've got me kidding me!"
Yeah, I saw
And
it.
then like throughout the day, I've been like reading like these stories from people who worked with him, like obviously people in WWE and people from AEW. Try not to cry the whole time because everything's just like, it's just one of those ones where like
Keep it together.
everything I read was like incredibly heartwarming and heartbreaking at the same time.
Right.
Guy left behind his wife and 2 kids.
What was it?
Lung complications that weren't related to COVID.
Okay, right. So just shit happens.
Just stuff
Pretty
that
much,
happens. They haven't said specifically why, just lung complications.
Oh, okay. That's not good. Well, there you go. Mikey's now in a quote because they all added him.
All right, yeah, Mikey's now in a quote. Jesus Christ.
Mikey's gonna live in memoriam.
Memoriam, yeah. When we release the big book of quotes.
Yeah. We could do that.
We could, but they are archived. I could get them for one
That'd
point.
be pretty good. I mean, at the minute, I'm pretty sure it would be a pretty small book, but it could be done.
I
How many quotes?
don't know.
has
I
it
got
together?
over 2,000 quotes.
2,000 quotes. Yeah, but I mean, like,
2,279.
that would be. I'm trying to like kind of average it out. Like a quote is probably what, about a sentence, a little bit more than a sentence.
Maybe, but you know what you
The
do?
majority of them.
Every like 100 quotes, every 200 quotes, you do an illustration of one of the quotes,
I suppose so.
like a pop up.
I've got the time to do that. Yeah, let's do that.
R-Truth is still active. R-Truth is still going at the minute. He is I want to say he's the WWE 24/7 champion. I think it's kind of like the hardcore title.
Oh, I know. I remember that one. It was a bit of a waster belt. Like,
Yeah, it is a waster belt. It's pure comedy belt. Like,
is it still a waster belt? I haven't tried to like
No, it's still Westervelt. Like, I
Okay,
mean,
that's fine.
it's literally not. There's no. They never have matches for it, and it just randomly gets
Yeah, it's one of those
inserted
ones where it can change like 5 or 6 times on a night, and people are
in
just
a
like,
in a
whatever.
5-minute segment.
Yeah.
It can change 5 or 6 times.
Fuck that. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
But he's still going. He's still good though. But it wasn't a data reference now.
You can only illustrate so many cum fill quotes before you burn out. That is where you are wrong. I only get more full of cum the more cum illustrations I do.
Yes, you're cum filled.
It just fills you
Cum
up.
fueled.
You're like I'm like a reservoir.
A reservoir of cum. I mean, I guess you are as a male.
I mean, technically, yeah, men are
You're a
just cum reservoir.
You're
Yeah.
a never ending like producer of semen.
You're essentially a solar powered cum reservoir.
That's a phrase right there. Why did you have to bring up quote one? I hate that is always like the go-to quote to try and.
I mean, it does mention cum quite a lot. Like,
I mean, it's one of those things where like you say one thing as a joke, and next thing you know, it's
you mention cum one time, and then the next thing you know, one of your emotes is a little bear covered in semen.
I never used the phrase cum dumpster. I used it once as a joke, and it's now
That's
the
it?
first quote.
Was your first quote?
Yeah.
So was it on your like?
So it's like
first,
the entry quote.
Yeah. Was it on your first stream or something?
No, it's just like I think it's the first time we realized there was a quote option.
Right. Oh, sweet! I got another one. I love getting quotes. So happy. Going on a quote and binge.
Again,
tonight.
that's why he's the keeper of the
Love
7
it.
keys. One of the keys is the quote machine. Should
Like,
we
I know I'm a mod, and I could do it.
Yeah.
I just don't know how.
follow literally the instructions he's done? Exclamation mark, quote, then the quote.
Oh, whatever.
Hey, Ocean, how's you,
Oh,
man?
you boy Ocean being up in the chat.
Should
being
we
all-
should we get ready for our
We're gonna pop this open first.
okay.
We'll see. How was y'all's Christmas?
Yeah.
Did anyone have?
I was about to grab the wrong cup there.
Did anyone have an incredibly shit Christmas or a great one? Actually, you know, I'd rather hear about the great Christmases. Did anyone
Yeah.
Did anyone get presents that they really wanted, like a PS5 or a blowjob, or both, or at the same time, or a blowjob from your
I
PS5?
got a Christmas present from me to me.
What was that? Was that a hand job?
An RTX 3080.
Oh, yeah, this fucking thing.
You can see it there,
I
can you?
can see the
It's not put in yet, as you can see, because I'm still got the. It's a chonker.
right.
She's a chonker, like. Got that bottle of Green Spot. It's Green Spot.
A very old timey whiskey.
Really?
Very old, expensive whiskey, I assume, because that's
Fair.
what he loves. He just loves it. Oh, that's wicked. Had a shit Christmas. That's right. I bought Tara a Tamagotchi and immediately regretted it. You know, do you remember Tamagotchis?
Yes.
I just bought her one because I thought it would be funny, and it immediately started making noise and didn't stop for like an hour until we found out how to mute it. It's like, if you don't stop this making noise, it's going out the window. But like, I remember having a Tamagotchi, and I do not remember being annoyed by them at all.
No.
I was like, these are fucking great. This is the best thing ever. And then I gave her it, and she turned it on. I was like, turn that fucking thing off. Turn it off.
So you bestowed. Sorry, I tried to say it so many times, sir.
Right.
You bestowed the gift of parenthood onto your partner.
I did, yeah. If anything, seeing as we're looking for a dog at the minute, so that's step one.
Right.
So step one is a Tamagotchi, and
Right.
then if you can survive looking after the Tamagotchi for a bit, then you can move up to a pet.
Okay.
But I immediately wanted to kill that Tamagotchi.
Right.
Just
Right.
whip it out the window.
What about the dog, though? I mean,
I
having the
wouldn't- I
dog there yesterday, did that kind of make you kind of like reconsider?
No, it made me want a dog more.
Oh, okay, that's even better
I
then.
don't want a puppy, but I wanted a dog because it's a literal puppy. It's like
Oh, so
it
it's a
is
little.
set-
It's
it essentially just shot out of its mum's vagina and
Oh.
came to our house for dinner. It's not
That's
that young. It's like 11 weeks.
I was about to say they need to spend like at least like 8 weeks with their mum before they get separated.
No, I know, yeah.
Should say.
I did. I bestowed parenthood and then immediately threatened to eat that bitch. Eat that bitch out a second story window because it wouldn't stop fucking bleeping.
I'm just reading the chat there. It's like, and threatened to yeet it out the window. Immediately threatened to yeet it out the window. I feel like that's what I would be like if I was bestowed parenthood of some sense. So, so far in our poll, we've had like overwhelmingly great Christmas and one shirt one.
Oh, I hate a shirt Christmas.
I hate a shirt.
I don't
Christmas
like
as well.
a shirt Christmas at all. Right. Hopefully nothing explodes.
So aim that away from the technology and myself.
I'll aim it over towards the door.
Yes.
Good. People had I like that everyone had a great Christmas and not a short Christmas.
Yeah. If you did have a shit Christmas, our condolences are with you. Trust me.
If you had a shit Christmas, come hang out with us now and you'll feel better.
That or you'll feel worse.
Or you'll feel worse, yeah.
But I mean, like, we don't make promises.
Well, you would only feel worse because you're not
with us right now.
Yeah, because you're not with us in person hanging out.
If you're with us in person, we would get you a beverage of your choice. Wouldn't have to be alcoholic, and some hors d'oeuvres,
water, milk,
a soda of some sort, maybe
semen.
That would be a weird drink to get someone, but yes, we could get that drink for someone.
It's in the realm of possibility.
It's definitely in the realm of possibility. It's just not the realm of like expected drinks. I hear people asking from me.
That'll be really weird if you were in like a like if you went to a house party and like one of your mates just started going out with someone.
Yeah.
And you'd never met them before, and that was the first time you met them. Like you bring them in to sit them down. It's like, oh, can I get you a drink? And they're like, do you have any cum?
So I gotta ask the question: does it make it weirder if it's male or female, or is it weird regardless?
No, she doesn't. Whatever, either or. It could be. I don't really think the gender of the person asking the question would make the question any less weird. Do you?
I feel like it's definitely weirder if I hear from the female rather than
male. Really? You think like if a woman?
I think dudes like to drink some cum.
If a girl come in just went, do you have any cum?
It's like, what? Sorry, I expected that from him, not from you.
What? Well, I mean, like. I guess
we know our own vintages, man.
It's true. Right. Hopefully,
I'm really actually happy we're being sensible with this.
Oh, I'm gonna shoot.
Fucking hell! You could have done the safe way instead of everyone was putting a fucking hole through one of my walls.
It's made out of cork.
I don't give a fuck. These walls are shit.
I think it hit my jacket.
Okay.
That's how I shoot.
Fuck me. Are you suggesting that men are typically Yeah, they are. Men are cum sluts.
Yeah, men typically eat cum.
Yeah.
You know what? I was kind of half expecting this stuff just to immediately shoot out the bottom. Kind of glad it didn't.
Why would it shoot out the bottom?
Just low quality cups. I don't know.
Are they?
I hope not. You just can't really like.
I mean, I've never drunk out of a horn.
You just
before.
can't trust the internet anymore.
It's real horn, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I actually, you know what? I kind of hope not, because that's like animal cruelty. So I kind of hope it's just plastic. Right. I don't know actually like how hard it's gonna get to be.
So we got to test drive this here. Let me test drive.
We're gonna test drive our mouths here. A dark and cummy. There you go. That's a cocktail.
I feel like it is like this here way because it's a funnel-ish. Just go.
Slant you.
Yeah, that's the right way.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you can't drink it from this way because it funnels in.
Scab.
It's cool.
If your cum is dark, yeah, go see a doctor.
No.
I know, but I suppose like if your cum was dark and you went to the doctor, then you would have to come for the doctor. Then the doctor would make you come, and you'd be like, I don't really want to come.
Yeah,
you want to come for the doctor? I thought you wanted more protection.
Should we get ready for like we've been here for at least we've been talking for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, we should probably get started on why we're meant to be here.
Yeah, we're gonna mute the music for a second. We're gonna restart the intro for like a hot 10 seconds for the YouTube VOD.
This is what you call production, so I'm not going to do any sex noises in the background.
Yeah. So back is in 10 seconds, guys.
Sorry, we can dub it over it.
And we're back.
Welcome
to the the Game of the Year awards?
The game of the 2020 worst year in the history of years awards ceremony. We have no physical trophies. No one gets any monetary prizes.
You're all just love, adoration, or hatred.
You're all just here to waste your time with us, which is pretty much all anyone's been doing this entire year, to be honest.
This year has been this has been a fucking shit year.
The best game of the worst year awards.
But we have a bunch of awards for people for us to check out. So we've got I think it's 9 categories overall where we think it makes the most sense for us to talk about and jive about when it comes to video games.
Yep.
And these categories are, you know, some of them are a little bit more serious than others. But we definitely... I need you to not do that.
Why?
You turned it down. That affects the audio mix for the...
The whole thing?
Yeah.
For God's sake.
It's annoying. Trust me, I don't like this OBS. I haven't switched over yet. And the reason why is because I'm terrified to. The other OBS is so complicated.
You'll work it out. You're a clever boy.
But we'll do it soon. But yes, we're going to be going through the game categories. We've got 9 of them. A few of them are a little bit more serious than others. Obviously, a few of them are a bit of a joke.
They're all fairly...
Yeah.
We're all fairly chilled out here.
I think we need to put one thing forward first. That this, and we've said this before in multiple podcasts, Game of the Year awards are just opinions.
They don't matter at
They
all.
don't matter.
Okay, bye everyone. See you later.
So we're going to end the podcast now.
Yeah, because why? Because they don't matter. You're literally just going to see 9 of our opinions. No,
Yeah.
What's 2 9s? 16? Isn't that
18.
18. You're going to see 18 opinions.
You're gonna see-
18 sounds too many. Is that too many?
Between 2 people, it's not too many though.
Is it 16?
No, because 9 multiplied by 2 is 18.
No, because not all of them have
17 now.
17. You're going to see 17 opinions.
17 opinions then. Theoretically, do I want to fuck with your head a little bit? I do. Technically, you're going to have 19 opinions. There's 2 runner-ups.
Oh fuck, that's right. Oh shit.
So yeah.
There is.
But again, we want to make a point here that Game Awards they're just opinions, guys.
Yeah, I guess like the whole point of Game Awards is that the person given the award is supposed to be, you know, like an authority or have some kind of clout in that. We have no authority or clout in the
Not
video.
even Jeff Keighley has clout. Let's not give him that distinction.
No, he doesn't. But the people who are responsible for that show have money, and that's where the clout comes from. So we are broke and mean nothing to the gaming industry. So very important awards that everyone in the gaming industry is going to be clamoring to win come this time next year.
Oh yeah, I can see us being like on the front of.
It'll be us and then Jump Bomb.
Yeah, like ever see like the way they do like Game of the Year editions.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like
We'll be
quotes
on.
and
We'll
shit.
be on a cover.
Yeah, we'll be on a cover. Yeah,
We'll be on the next cover of Cum Dogs.
yeah.
Cum Dog-
That game.
Cum Dogs in Space, which is a game that I'm making. So I'll put our own. I'll put our own review on it.
I guess we'll have to find someone else to send the hate mail to. So, should we go into our first category?
I'll take hate mail. Hate mail's fine. Cum
Yeah.
Dog Millionaire. That'll be
Come
the name
Dog
of the game.
Millionaire. So we're going to go into our first category. Do
Okay.
you want to tell the lovely audience what our first category is?
This is kind of like, because nothing really came out this year. What, like literally a handful of games.
Mhm.
A handful of like AAA games, like indie games, kept
Yeah.
coming out throughout the year. But there are now so many indie games that they're fucking impossible to keep on top of. So just to broaden the list of games that we can even look at, this is best game played this year that was released in a previous year.
And we're going to look at Cosmic Bacon's one first.
We're going mine and then his, and then we'll move on to the next one.
Mhm.
So bring her in, Johnny.
It's slow. Remember.
That took ages.
It's slow.
That
Yeah.
took really, really long.
It took really long.
Bill, you send me all the very angry sexual letters you want. I don't mind. So my best game from previous year was the Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds.
I appreciate the clean looking graphics. That was all me. I'm a graphics boy. A Fallout sequel that we got
The Fallout sequel that we needed.
fucking 8 years later, whatever the fuck it was. I think I only played it, I want to say about 2 months ago. Blew through it in like a fortnight or something like that. It was just, I think I've mentioned it once or twice on the stream before, but it was everything you could have wanted from a Fallout, that kind of game, and it's fucking great. It's like, it's cleverer than any of fucking Bethesda's games because, you know, they're trash. You'll hear more about that later.
Spoilers.
I love the whole, like, the fact that it is set in space. See, if a game has you being in a spaceship and you get to go to different planets, I'm in. That's already like an 8 out of 10. That is a baseline 8 out of 10 for me.
So when Mass Effect comes out, 8 out of 10.
Like I loved Andromeda. No, I kind of hated that game in spite of the fact that you were in a fucking spaceship. Just being in like a little tiny spaceship and flying about space. That's like near enough all I need out of a game. It worked really well. It was fucking clever. You can talk your way out of practically anything.
Yeah.
You could play it like a whole load of different ways. It was great shit. And if you haven't played it, you had a bit of trouble playing it when it first came out.
Yeah, so I loved it.
Yeah.
I can understand fully why you did it. The biggest trouble I had was that the game hard crashed on me, a hard crash loop, 10 seconds before the game's about to finish.
Right.
So there's like literally a moment where you go into a door after you circle around and then go for 2 doors. And then that's your last confrontation. Getting through that first set of doors, the game would hard crash every time.
Yeah, done.
And my whole save basically was in a sad state of hard crashing.
Fun.
So
you played a bit more of a technically unstable version of it.
I did. I still loved it though.
Yeah.
For every reason that you loved it, I loved it as well.
I think I waited about a year. No, more than that. 2 years.
About that, yeah.
About 2 years to play like what you would consider, like the
most stable,
the stable version. I think it had like maybe a wee bit of DLC and stuff in it. So I think maybe even the version I played was a bit longer than the initial release. But that whole thing where it's like, don't play a game when it comes out, play it 2 years later and you'll play the actual fucking game.
Yeah.
Which is so true for so many games now that it's fucking sad. Like,
Blue's coming in. Hey, Blue, man. I did see the sad news about Brody Lee. I've been trying not to cry all day reading the fucking tweets and stuff. It is not... I'm a sentimental wrestling fan. I'm a very sentimental wrestling fan.
Let him rip.
But we're here to talk about the games for Game of the Year. But we can talk more about that, Blue, at some point, definitely. Maybe when I'm more emotionally stable.
Put the tunes down just a touch.
Just a touch? I can do that.
Just a touchy.
I can touch you.
I don't want us being drowned out by tunes. There you go.
Bear in mind, what we can hear is totally different from what they can hear.
Oh, is it? Oh, shit. Well, then.
So
that's fine.
It's okay. I've readjusted the mix here. But yeah.
God, Prosecco is disgusting.
Prosecco is awful.
But it's free.
Yeah, so like I'm not going to complain. Like No Outer World's definitely great. I love what here, out of curiosity, what build did you go for when your combat mechanics? What did you go for?
What did I end up going for? I think it was I tried to just stick as close to as like being Han Solo as I possibly could.
Just
so I was like
single, like
it was
pistol?
like it was a pistol and just trying to talk my way out of practically everything. So like by the time I was finished, I had way more in like charisma and all the talking options than any of like the combat stuff. Combat was still good, but if the opportunity came to just be like, here, and then they were like, nah, I'm alright.
I managed to somehow do
that.
that with my charisma as well, but then I put single bolt shot rifles, and it pretty much made me a smooth talking glass cannon.
Oh, like a glass cannon.
It's like it's one of those things where like, hey yo, I'm gonna suck your dick, but
Ooh.
also kind of like, you have no dick.
Yeah, I'm gonna suck that dick because it's over the other side of the room.
It's like it's one of those things where like I was obliterating people with one shot.
See, I think like in those kind of games, the combat is almost just it's secondary to the rest of the game. So like pretty much whatever just gets it over with is normally the best way to go about it.
You want to know why though? Because it's actually a good RPG.
Yeah, because you don't you don't need to fucking kill everyone who comes near you. You can bypass like entire levels by just talking to someone at the start and being like, here, we only need this little thing. And they're like, well, I'm not giving you it. They're like, yeah, but what if I do this? And then they're like, oh fuck, all right. Holy shit, that's great.
That little dance you did, and just the face you put, like, all right, that's great.
Let's do it.
I wish someone could just clip that. That was incredible.
That's how I win arguments. You just dance with people in various ways.
If you prioritize combat, you get fought. Yeah, I get. Yeah. It was one of those ones where like, it's good in the sense that in regards to an RPG, it's like it give you the fucking choice.
Yeah.
If you wanted to play it like that, you could play it like that. If you wanted to be the smooth talking jive motherfucker, you could do that. Yeah. If you wanted to be a fucking blend of it, you could do that. Like it give you the options. And then if you want to be a melee cunt, you could do it. They had like a whole like slew of melee trees.
Yeah, all
well.
like the scythes and like big hammers and shit were quite cool. But I was just a lady Han Solo but I had the two companions I always had. It was the big space girl and the doc, who was kind of the same thing. She had like a single pistol, but you know, there was no fight in the entire game that I felt like I was unprepared for, with like the stuff that I could do and the stuff that your companions could do. So I thought it was very well balanced. I fucking hope there is a sequel, and I hope there's a sequel with a little bit more actual space travel in it. But that's just me. You like space travel?
You want like space travel as in like you fly a ship?
Maybe a little bit. Maybe something even just slightly more closer to the way Jedi Fallen Order done it, where like you hit a thing on the map, and then your ship has to kind of go to it a little bit, and then you can do stuff while your ship's going. And that you pretty much just like, it was just, you know, checkpoint to checkpoint, and you were there, and that was it.
I did like Fallen Order for that, yeah.
Yeah. So
Fallen Order was great.
Uh-huh.
I hope they do a sequel to that, actually.
Obviously, there's 100% happening.
I think it was like EA's best-selling single-player game for that year.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
That was Respawn, wasn't it?
It was indeed, yeah.
Weird, because they're the Titanfall guys and the
After
Apex.
the brilliant fucking story player, this single player of Titanfall 2 was like,
I've heard that's actually phenomenal.
it is amazing.
Like I like you're not being sarcastic.
No,
I've
no.
heard
Have you ever watched the movie Chappie?
Yeah,
It's
the robot lad.
Yeah, it's essentially Chappie, but you're the Chappie. It's like the robot is the suit you wear,
Yeah,
but he's got like a little like
buddy cop movie.
He's got it is. It's a buddy cop movie with you and a giant robot.
That's
and
pretty
some
cool.
time travel stuff, and it's good shit.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Should we go on to the?
Your turn.
Yeah, I guess.
One thing I should probably kind of get out of the way. Me and you feel very similar about the majority of games that we played this year. So I generally tried to pick ones that
I didn't pick,
that you didn't pick, because I could have picked every one that you picked,
and I could have picked the vast majority of what you picked as well. Yeah.
So at some point, I needed to go one way, you needed to go the other.
In fact, we went to go to pick the same developer, and you pleaded with me to give you that one.
Yes, you did. Let's get to it. What's your pick?
My pick for best game from previous year is, if it loads,
we have to do like a waiting jig. Ta-da!
No one is going to remotely be surprised by this.
Remotely shocked.
It is indeed Judgment. My God, Judgment was definitely just like a game that completely blew me away.
A fucking smashing game. Smashing.
I played Judgment like right after Deadly Premonition, and that in itself,
you were just like, oh my God, this is what like an actual game.
It was like, it's just jarring how good it was. It's just like, because you go from like, don't get me wrong.
I know you love Deadly Premonition.
Deadly Premonition got my game of the year last year.
But at some point, a broken game just becomes a little bit too hard to deal with. And then
I love Judgment. Not Judgment, sorry. I do love Judgment.
Yeah.
But I do love, and I if I could give Deadly Premonition one game of the year again, I would.
I mean,
only reason I couldn't, because it didn't come out this year. There was like a loophole that came out last year, because it was the
Switch version
remaster, and also, but it didn't come out this year. But like Judgment kind of set me on my very Yakuza path and my real Goku love.
I could have easily also picked Judgment here, but I thought, we'll take turns at who gets to go with this fucking studio. Yeah. Because it's featured quite a lot.
I'm not gonna. I just saw like no judgment here from Mikey in the chat. That was my game for 2019. It was such a good game. Like Light is not Light. Jesus, I think Light Yagami from fucking Death Note. Yagami from the Judgment. Jesus, it's just Yagami got me over. Yeah, Light Yagami from Death Note's in it. Yeah. No, he's not. No, know what the problem was? I was watching Death Note the other day.
Oh, okay, right.
So
the great Netflix movie.
No, the actual good anime.
Yeah, the Netflix movie. Yeah.
No, the good anime.
Yeah, the one with Willem Dafoe in it.
No, the good anime.
No, that's okay. I get you. The Netflix one, yeah.
But no, Yagami and his like adventures.
His little posse. Fucking great story. Like,
it's such a good story. Like, I'm hoping that with Like a Dragon, then they're bringing Yakuza into that turn-based RPG thing. It just allows them to then go into Judgment and keep the
If any, yeah, that seems.
keep it like the gameplay
Yeah.
from the old Yakuza's in Judgment, and then let like a dragon be its own thing.
Yeah.
And then you can have those two separate entities. Because I need more Judgment.
Yeah, I remember like watching that first trailer. I think it was at like Tokyo Game Show or something like that, where Judgment was announced, and I was like, honestly, I'd rather just have more Yakuza. And then I stuck it on. I was like, yeah, boy, fucking absolutely great game. Like, loved it, loved the fucking shit out of it.
So good. Like it's just a Yakuza game from the other side of the fence. You Instead of being a Yakuza former, basically Japanese mafia member, you're a discredited or a
discredited lawyer turned PI.
Yeah,
you can't beat a PI story. Like
a PI story is just great. It's just great crime drama. It's like the other side of the track style crime dramas, and they're so good. Bought it on release day and was hooked. It was so.
Me too. Yep.
So good. Like I could go back and play that again, and I would want to play that again, and I'd want to play that again off stream. I wouldn't want to put the stream for it again because I'm sure people would love to see it if they haven't seen it before on me play it on stream. But we had that was like our first game this year. That was our first game this year.
Yeah.
For the streams, so it came to the dedicated streams and stuff. That was the first game we carried through with.
So fucking good.
We started a terrible year really strong.
Fucking strong. A strong entry.
A strong start to a terrible year. I am enamored. It's set me on my path going for the Yakuzas. I'm on Yakuza 4 now. Yeah. Once I've finished Spider-Man Miles Morales, because I'm on that right now.
Speedrun.
I will probably go
back to Yakuza.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'll probably go back to Yakuza because
you got Judgment for a tenner. Oof.
That is a steal.
Bargain.
That is a steal.
Bargain.
But yes, should we go to our next category?
Brilliant. What is the next category?
The next category is most disappointing.
Most disappointment. Most disappointment. Biggest disappointment. Most disappointing. Biggest disappointment.
Now let's preface this. This is a category for disappointment. It doesn't mean it's the worst. Let us clarify.
Yeah, just a game that you were ultimately disappointed with, whether it be purposes of being overhyped or it was just something you felt very like, I know this is going to be good, and then you play it and it's a bit.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be the worst game.
Yeah,
it's just something that you had better expectations from.
Yeah,
for one reason or another. Should we move? Should we? Go show yours first.
We're going with me first.
Yes, let's go with you first.
I'm going to start doing the jig. Get ready for it to come up. It is Cyberpunk 2077.
I love what you've done with the graphics here. It literally represents what the game looks like right now.
Crystal clear, crystal clear 4K graphics. Now, I don't want this to get like. Don't want this to come across as being like, you know, fucking like salty or, you know, oh fuck this is gonna be the best game ever. It was fucking shit. I've been playing it like an absolute madman pretty much since the last stream. However many days ago that was. What day is it?
The last
Sunday,
stream we would have been about
9 days
8 days ago.
8 days ago.
It's like on Sunday instead of Saturday.
I've been playing the absolute fuck out of it, and the more I play it, the more it just makes me angry that it's not done properly. Because there is so much in it that it's good, that is really fucking great. It looks incredible. Like, it has really solid it has really solid gunplay. The dialogue stuff is great. It looks nice, but fuck me, it doesn't fucking work. Like, I was playing it this morning. I was really just fucking getting into it. I was like, I'm trying to date this fucking Latina girl in it. And I was like, finally getting into the fucking missions where she starts turning up, and it just kept fucking crashing. Like, during, you know, like phone calls or like mission checkpoints wouldn't click, wouldn't come on properly, and I had to keep redoing missions to be like, right, I've went back a checkpoint and it's still not working. I have to start the whole mission again, and it fucking still didn't work. And it's all these little tiny niggly things that are building up to be like, it's aggravating because it's a great game, but it's buried under all this just shit that's not working. And like every time they release a little hotfix for it, it's better. Like, it fixes some stuff, but like the load times are still crazy. It's still incredibly fucking unstable, and it just sucks. It sucks that a good game is being dragged down by just those small, just loads and loads and loads of small technical problems.
We'll probably won't see an our patch maybe till like not next week, but the week after, because we're literally in the middle of like a Christmas break right now.
Well, I tell you right now, people are working at home on that. There's no Christmas break for those people. Like,
which is sad. Like,
there's a population of the planet that are playing that game at the minute, and they need it fixed, and they need it fixed quickly. So they'll be like, we'll float you an extra couple of grand if you work on this over Christmas. But someone is working on this fucking game over Christmas because this needs done. It was not Pan Am, it is GOTY, because Pan Am only dates you if you're a guy, which I was devastated. But playing it as a lady, and there's only like one lesbian relationship.
Really?
Don't get me wrong, Judy Alvarez is great, but she's not Pan Am. Like Cyberpunk could have been a disappointment on the console side and not the PC side. I'm literally only playing it on the PS4, so I don't know. I can only speak to the integrity of the PS4 version, which is the version that I've got.
There's part of me when I get the GPU fitted, I'm tempted to bat on PC just to see.
Could do it.
But I don't know.
That'll probably be a free on like some fucking, like service at some point, like it'll be included with it.
Yeah.
More like Pan Ass, am I right? I have to guess that like entire teams of people were responsible for modeling the girl's ass in that game. Like, so much of like her missions involve you staring at her asshole. She's always, like there's a lot of like walk and talk, but she's always like 5 or 6 steps ahead of you, and it stops you from going faster, so you can't catch up. So you're just watching her. You're just watching her ass walk away. You're like, who built this? What perv? What hungry perv built this?
Hungry perv.
It's good shit though. It's good shit though. So yeah, like it's disappointment because it's a really good game, just hidden under a lot of just small, incomplete bullshit for the PS4 version, for the PS4 Pro version, which is the version that I'm playing. If you're playing it at this time next year, the majority of those problems will probably be solved.
Yeah,
because it looks like they are. It looks like they're trying to fix it. At least they're not, just leaving it and moving on. So maybe give it a call if you're not like crazy in a hurry to play it. Leave it for a couple of months.
Yeah, I have no problem leaving it for a while. I'll get to it when either I get it on the PC or when, honestly, the PS5 upgrade version comes out.
It's another way of doing it, I suppose.
Should we move on to after 214 hours played from the PC, the people who complain the hardest about CD Projekt are playing. So those PCs are clear.
I would definitely agree with that. Like, I would say a beefy PC is what that game is meant to be played on, because it looks, when it works right, it looks fucking great. And like sometimes I'm like, this is actually quite unbelievable that this is even running on a PS4 like at all, because like just their distance is like, it's fucking great. But the base PS4 version and the base Xbox version, that don't work. Like they really don't work, and it is a real shame, because I'm sure that's not what they wanted to do. I'm sure they didn't want to make a game that didn't work for 70% of the people who were going to fucking buy the game. It was developed on PS4, it was marketed as a PS4 game, it was sold as a PS4 game, and then they were like, actually it doesn't really work on the PS4.
Again, I feel sorry for the developers that got sold down the river by their executives.
Yeah. It's not, I don't ultimately I don't think it was their fault. I think they were just forced to do too much at once, and they had to make sacrifices, and they sacrificed doing the PC version first and foremost. It was PC version, and everything else was an afterthought.
Yeah, which is not unheard of. Like CD Projekt Red are a PC developer.
Definitely, yeah.
They always have been.
Yeah, always have been. Always will be. Probably. Right.
Probably.
Let's move on. What is your choice? Let's get
my biggest disappointment is 2020.
Ready for the little dance.
You ready? Start dancing for me. It's Last of Us 2.
Oh my god.
And
oh mommy.
Again, I preface this very clearly that this is not meaning that it's a awful game.
I knew Ocean was going like that.
I know. So let me preface this, right? The Last of Us 2, I enjoy the story immensely. I think it's a great story. That is going to be a controversial opinion to some people. I think that the dialogue and the way they play with the idea of perspectives in that game makes a lot of sense, because there's never one side of a story. There's always multiple sides of the story. And I commend them on the idea that they actually tried to say, look, for every fucking scenario you go through, for every character death, every sort of
There's two
consequence,
sides.
there's two sides, and we're going to force you to see and understand both sides of this perspective, and that's what I enjoyed about it. The problem I have with that game is that it was too much like the first game in controls.
Was it a visual novel first and a game second?
No, they just didn't change anything in the gameplay all that much. It was like it definitely deserved its own release, but fuck me, they could have evolved the gameplay a little bit more.
Right.
They could have done more of the gameplay. The gameplay was the exact same fucking gameplay for the most part from the first one. And the first gameplay was like, it was solid for what it is, but when you go into a sequel, you need to be innovating, you need to be changing, you need to be fucking making something that
You need to be
warrants.
fucking. See, the thing, right? I haven't played it yet. I just haven't had the chance to. The thing I like, the impression I got from it is that people would have been okay with the fact that if it was like similar gameplay, if it was a good story. A lot of people just didn't like the story. That's the problem that I saw that a lot of people had.
So
with it.
we've prefaced this here, like we're going to talk about spoilers. We have to talk about spoilers here. People are butthurt that Joel got killed.
Yeah, I mean that was probably going to, like, I haven't played it. I know he gets killed. I know how it happens.
It's a brutal scene.
Should we have said that there's going to be spoilers for this?
We give warnings
early?
from our previous podcasts about this.
Yeah, well, okay. Spoilers. I haven't played it. I got pretty much, the almost entire thing spoiled for me. I know he's killed, but isn't he killed fairly early on?
He's killed about,
before the halfway point?
I would say he's probably killed about 4 or 5 hours in. You get a decent amount of time.
45 hours. 4
to 5.
So 4 to 5 out of what though?
Out of about a 20-hour game, 25-hour game.
See, that's fairly. I'd say that's maybe that should have been the end. Like, it should have ended in that maybe or something.
No, see, the problem is, man, is that you couldn't do that there, because the whole idea is you play one half the game as Ellie, and
fair enough. Yeah, as Ellie, and then
as
what do you call her? Beefcake.
You know what? I forget her name.
Abby.
Yeah, forget her name because I'm terrible with names.
Yeah, I haven't played it. I got the game immediately spoiled. Like, the day, it was 2 days before it came out, I saw a unfinished version of the final cutscene. I was like, right, without context, this doesn't make any sense, but this looks weird. And then when the game came out, they were like, no, that was pretty much it. It's like, oh, okay, fair enough. So, like, the thing that the impression that I got, that people, the problem that people really had with it is just that the story was just grim, and it was just not comparable to the first one because it didn't have the same characters. It dealt with like weird different shit. It shifted the focus from, like, there's like hopeful shit to like get ready to be depressed, and people essentially didn't like that.
I feel like that's definitely been this year in games. If you look at Ghost of Tsushima and stuff, like, there's definitely been like a trend of that.
That was more stoic respect than anything. It was very like Ghost of Tsushima was very like somber, but that was very much in keeping with the tone of Kurosawa samurai films, where like there was one person in each film that was allowed to tell jokes, and that was it. That was like the drunk guy or like the fat monk. And that, if anyone else told the joke in this movie, and if anyone else told the joke in those movies, the actor was shot on set. So like, did he tell a fucking joke? You just hear like a pistol being loaded. So like that very much like kept in the theme of those samurai movies. Like, they weren't generally very funny at all. Like, but I don't know. I can only speak from someone who's like heard about it from the outskirts without actually having played it yet. It seemed to be. I wasn't a fan of the first game, the first game's gameplay at all. I thought it was very like first generation PS3 game. Like, so everyone was very like, no one controlled particularly well, but the fucking story was really good. You played it for the story without a fucking shadow of a doubt. And in this one, the game was just as bad. The gameplay was just as bad, and the story wasn't that good either. This
I
time.
like the story a lot though.
Okay.
Like, see, by the time, so like, the problem is that a lot of people saw that maybe the last cutscene, or I think out of like, it's like seeing like a scene without any of like the build. It's gonna take the wind out of its sails. Like, you're not gonna have the same emotional investment in anything you saw beforehand, and obviously a lot of people did get that spoiled on them. So I got a feeling that the fact that it got spoiled did kind of like made people have an opinion on that before they had the time to. Because by the time you get to that scene, you're meant to have went for a lot, built up enough of an understanding of the universe and motivation of characters and where everything's been going. So I could definitely see how someone would see the spoilers for that there and suddenly be like, wow, okay, well, I don't know, this is kind of like a stupid thing. But like, perspective wise, I think it was like, when you've went through it all, it's the whole idea of looking at the characters from a sense of like, by the time they've gone through this here, Ellie has basically got to the point where, because she's trying to get revenge on Abby for what Abby did against Joel, by the end of it, she's just gotten into this really awful self-destructive cycle.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, she finally breaks that cycle and doesn't kill Abby at the end.
Yeah, the thing,
and it's that self-realization of like going like, Abby killed Joel because Joel killed her dad. So I mean, and to be fair, she was very justified in killing Joel.
The summary of the story I heard was it was a revenge story without the revenge, and to me that just sounds a little bit pointless.
Well, it's the idea is that it's meant to be the thing I took away from this about it's about breaking the cycle. She realized that she was actually losing more by doing this revenge, because by doing this revenge story, she lost her partner. She lost her loved ones. She literally had people die on her she cared about. She dragged people into a revenge story that got her friends killed. She lost her partner. She very much lost her basically her uncle at this point, because like Joel's brother basically got involved. And her act and quest for revenge was then obviously the price she was paying was these other people's lives, her own and her own stability, and all for what was and again was this revenge really worth it? And she realized that she had to break the cycle, otherwise it would just keep going, because at the end of the day,
well, let's put it this way: if The Last of Us 3 starts with Abby immediately killing Ellie and it's just a whole other set of people, then people are fully justified in being angry at that game.
I don't think there will be another one.
I think they should probably cut their losses at 2.
I don't think there. I think at this point it doesn't make sense for it to be another one. Does it
need another one? Yeah.
You know, it's one of those ones that doesn't need another one. I feel like the stories have been told now.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's what I took away from it is that Ellie went ahead and ruined a lot of people's lives, and only at the very last moment did she realize that she had to break a cycle. Otherwise, if she'd done what she was going to do, she would have lost everything. She
would have killed her, and then people would have came looking for revenge
on Abby.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
and it would be at the end of the day, it would never have ended.
Yeah, I'll give it a go eventually. I'll wait until I've essentially forgotten everything that I read about it. Then I'll fucking move on from there. Lots of rage about the studio winning so many Game of the Year awards. Well, unfortunately, a large majority of viewers still don't understand Game of the Year awards work just like the Emmys or Grammys, not based on consumer popularity. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still just we paid more, give us an award for the majority of like the bigger kind of awards. Fuck it, who cares? It's only an award show. Do we need another? There's zombies shit, but the humans are the real monsters. We're the real bad guys.
It's one of those things where like we've been through that storyline so many times, we don't need another one.
Pretty much, yeah.
I like this story though. Like I'm putting this out here. I like the story. The reason I called it a disappointing game. Gameplay sucks.
Shitty gameplay.
Shitty gameplay, and like I've always said, like a gameplay first and foremost should have interesting or at least fun gameplay. It's called a game. It's not called a movie.
It's not called a visual novel.
Yeah.
FIFA 21 was the worst game of 2021. Yeah, we're not even in 2021 yet, and I already know it's the worst game of 2021.
Should we go to the worst game of 2020?
What's our next segment?
Well, our next segment is the worst game, our worst games of 2020.
Our worst games of 2020. People are going to have a problem with this one.
Well, by all means, they're only opinions. It's okay. Why don't we slide on over?
Let's slide on into my worst game of 2020. It's Moom General.
It's Moom General. Moom General?
It's Moom General. Doom Eternal. I fucking hated this game. Fucking hated it. The 2017 Doom was great. Loved it. Beat the fucking shit out of it. Finished it several times. It was just like a real like power fantasy. It was fucking great. Like the story was like kind of non-existent, but like really funny at the same time, because like the whole I did the whole point of the first game was like these people were trying to tell this like really kind of like satanic science fiction story, and you as the Doomslayer were just like, I don't care, just tell me who to shoot. But the story was still being told, and that's why it was funny, because like people are trying to explain all this like, you know, deep lore plot stuff to you, and you're just like, I have this gun and I'm going to use this gun, so just move. And then the second you turn on Doom Eternal, it's like even the main menu turned me off, because it was like it looked like a lobby of, it looked like a Fortnite lobby, or it looked like a lobby of a MOBA or something, because it was like the single player campaign was like 2 or 3 clicks in.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, it told you to customize your online Doom guy model before you even got to the single player, or like have a go at the multiplayer before you even get to the story. And I was like, what? Did I hit a button too soon and went into like a sub menu or something like that? Like, what's going on here? It's like the whole tone of the game was like, I don't know, it was eroded into this weird, ugly kind of like, we know people are going to be streaming this game, so we're going to strip out every cinematic, we're going to get rid of all of the story, and we're just going to make it this like copy paste level by level arena dungeon shooter, which was just fucking awful. Like, I still remember like when you're playing the first one, like when you pick up the shotgun, you grab it out of a corpse on the level, and he's like, shotgun, and you hear like a little like dun as you get the shotgun, and then you get the shotgun in Doom Eternal, and it's literally a green wireframe cutout that's just spinning in the level. I was like, what the fuck is this, Quake 3 Arena? Like, what is going on here? There's like all of the theatrics was just stripped out of it so people could fucking stream it. It was just like, how quickly can you get through the level, and like you get a fucking a score screen at the end of like 4 minutes of gameplay. I was like, where did the soul go? Like, where did the personality of this game go? Like, it was completely removed. I just fucking hated it. Got about 2 hours in, it was like, you know what, I want a refund. Like, I was fucking right onto the PSN store or whatever. I was like, this Doom Eternal is fucking shit, give me a refund. And they were like, nah, you've already paid it, you're not getting your refund. So that made me hate it even more, because they were like, well, we see that you activated and played this game on your account, so we can't give you a refund. It's like, I want a refund because I played it and I didn't like it. Are you saying that you can't get a refund if you play the game? And that's essentially what it was. They were like, no, you played it, you're not allowed your money back. I know. I just hate it. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know. I don't know who got kicked out and who was replaced, but like all of like the fun personality and like the kind of like weird, you think you're playing a generic first person shooter, but you're actually playing this like ridiculous weird horde mode kind of thing, but with like fun cinematics, and like everyone is caught up in like, oh, the humanity of it all, and you're just like, hold on, I fucking got this. I'm gonna kill everyone in this fucking entire planet. And the second one was just like, go into a room, shoot people, read a monitor, read a little paragraph of text, and move on to the next room. Finish this level as quickly as you possibly can. Oh, you unlocked a new skin for your multiplayer model. You unlocked a new arena for a time trial. It was just like, I just fuck it. Just hated it. Just nothing about that game I liked. Fuck Doom Eternal 2021. Fuck Doom Eternal. snowing? Holy shit. It's snowing. Who's the other dude? This is JP. This is JP. Why do people not know who I am at this point?
You gotta understand that people.
For Christ's sake.
People follow channel for the single player streams.
All right, you're the big balls. That's all
Oh,
right.
yeah, I didn't say that.
I broke into his house. He doesn't even know me. I'm just here.
Fuck me! Don't be trying to pull that shit now on me. Fucking hell! You put me through a guilt trip there.
That is true. New people do communicate.
Yeah, like I generate lovely people from like the single player streams and stuff.
I'm his heterosexual life partner, Banana 4268. We do stuff together all the time.
But yeah, this is the Play vs. Player podcast, guys. For anyone who's new here, obviously, we do this once a week. We talk about video games.
Normally we do it on a Saturday, but yesterday was Christmas.
Yeah.
So.
Where we're doing the Game of the Year awards today. I'm new here. I didn't know my normal channels are all fucking boring at the moment.
But you know what's not boring? Fucking us.
No, it's exactly.
Boring because we're too drunk to be bored.
We're too drunk to be boring. Do you want to see what my
what's your worst game of the year?
Do you want to see my big fat loser of 2020?
What's your big fat loser of 2020?
Here we're gonna have a look at my big fat loser for 2020.
Is it a real hot property?
It's a real hot property. Steaming pile of shit when it comes to hot properties. Like
it's a hot load.
It's a hot load of shit.
Hot load of dump.
I honestly, fucking Avengers was the biggest steaming pile of shit in 2020 for me.
Now you see, I know when you're playing a game and you're not liking it, that you still try to remain very positive about it.
I try to give every game on stream.
But I watched those Avenger streams and you were like, oh, you were making noises that I haven't heard you made since the last time we were in bed together. Like really angry, just fed up noises that you just don't hear a lot of you. It's like, I know he doesn't like this game, but he's not saying that he doesn't like it.
You want to know why though? You want to know why I don't like give like my full, honest, angry opinion of a video game on a stream?
You can't be shitting on a game as you're playing it.
You never told me you drink Jameson. My third favorite whiskey. Yeah, we drink Jameson. We got this Castmates Stout Edition here. Yeah, the reason why I don't do this because like I try to give the games their fair due.
They're fair dues, yeah.
And if I don't like it, I'll stop playing it after a while and I'll move away from it. And also that I bear in mind is that if people are coming to watch a game, people don't want to watch a guy just literally tell them why their favorite game is shit, you know. So I always try and stream the perspective of if I'm not enjoying it, I'll be honest and say I'm not enjoying it, but I'm not going to sit here and call the game the biggest pile of steaming shit every 2 seconds because normal viewers are probably not going to want to see that. That's probably very boring for normal viewers. And two, people coming in, maybe just who want to maybe like see the game being played. I don't want to turn them away either. It's like, I don't like your game, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you why your favorite game of the game you enjoy is a piece of shit.
Unless it's a Bethesda game.
Unless it's a Bethesda game, at which point I will fucking go for it in
we
a
should have
small
played,
study, like fucking case study.
We should have
why the
played
games
Fallout
are shit.
76 on stream.
Don't.
I'll buy you a copy of Fallout 76
No.
if we get to play it on stream.
Why would you do that to me? Why would you do that to me? That is like, what have I done to you to deserve that?
Nothing but love and support. But I would be there for you.
Of all the things we could play, why would you make me play that?
No, the next stream is gonna be us playing Sega games.
Yeah, we actually do have a plan. We actually do have a plan to play some Mega Drive games. Days played Genshin. I played Genshin. I played a little bit of Genshin for a while.
Oh, sweet! I'm a hot load. I didn't even know there was a
there's a poll
going on.
You're a hot load.
I'm sure. The irate back.
Definitely not douche-skull. I am Fallout and Skyrim whore, and even I would not give mine a Fallout 76.
Practically anyone who's ever held a controller has some affinity for either Fallout or Skyrim. Skyrim especially, like it's hard to not like Skyrim. It's just hard not to because it is just a good game. But Fallout 76 was like the B team of Bethesda, C team maybe, C and D teams of Bethesda just were pretty much given like the blueprints of a Fallout game, and we're like, go do it, go do this, because I know they said that thing where they were making it at the same time. Like we were making this a wee bit. We were making this kind of like concurrently with Fallout 4, but that was a big fucking an absolute big lie. Like it was a game that they rushed together right at the end, right at the fucking end.
So, I've ranked Avengers the worst game of 2020 because
boring.
That game takes what could be a fantastic property, a very unique.
It's such a shame. Like
it's the Avengers, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you have any lack of lore to work with. It's not. You've got like some of the most well-known characters in the known universe
compared to like Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, you have literally decades of lore to work with. You could easily cobble together a story that a lot of people will never have heard of, because there's a lot of Avengers stories that are not in the mainstream.
See, that's the thing, though.
And they somehow still managed to make something that was dull, boring, fucking rudimentary, fucking like literally paint by numbers bullshit.
Yeah. See, as far as the story goes in it, I don't think they had the free reign of like you have access to all the Avengers stories. I think it was more like you have a very tertiary. You have to make something who is a fan of the movie, someone who's a fan of like the Marvel movies.
Yeah,
will recognize, because like all of the characters in that game sort of look like they do in the movies. They look like bad cosplayers, but they've done that because, well, obviously it would cost them an absolute fortune to pay for the likenesses of the those actual like the actors who play those characters, but it was still a Marvel property. So they're like, we want you to make these characters look like the movie version of these characters, because we want to grab people who like the movies, who wouldn't necessarily play games, into playing this game. And then when they pay the $70 or whatever, and then they realize that they don't like games, they'll leave. But we already have their $70, so it doesn't matter. And the people who play games will stay on a wee bit longer, and we'll eventually give them more shit. Down the line, we'll give them a little bit of something via DLC or like extra costumes and shit like that. Because I've seen people playing it with a wee bit like a few costumes that they paid for, and it's like ultimate costumes, like Ultimate Thor, Ultimate Hulk, Ultimate Captain America. Like evil versions of them and stuff, and like elsewhere stories. Like there's some costumes in there, but I assume you're paying money for those. Like you're paying, $10
They're
15,
linked to the
costume.
They're linked to the items, so it's like Destiny in the sense that the items will have visual properties and whatnot.
But not stats.
No, they have stats as well.
Okay.
So they have stats and stuff. So it's a bit of a we're talking about Marvel Avengers, but the problem I have, right, is that there's probably some story there. Problem is that you have to do 10 rudimentary, boring, generic missions for every like 5-minute morsel of story. Yeah, it's such a drip feed it's such a small drip feed. Yeah, that it's like it's a slog to get through. So like you get that 5 minutes of serotonin, and you're like, oh, this is great. I'm getting a bit of story. I'm learning more about these characters. I'm seeing these like emotional bonds that they've been affected by the universe. Oh, now I gotta do 10 missions of bullshit, and I'm doing that for 3 hours. They get another 5 minutes of that, and you're just like, fucking hell. Like
Crystal Dynamics do know how to make a game, but I have a sneaking suspicion that at every turn there was a Marvel executive in the room being like, no, don't want that, or like this person needs to be on camera, or this person needs to be on screen for this length of time. This character needs to have this % of the story. Like I doubt very much that this was the story that Crystal Dynamics wanted to tell with the Avengers. I'm sure they were just like, Marvel were like, do you want to make an Avengers game? And they were like, yeah. They're like, right, sweet. We have some notes, and then from then it was just like, you have to do this, 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 and if you don't do this, you don't get the Avengers license. So I assume that they were like ham-fisted into making a bad live service game, because I mean, like, Crystal Dynamics have never made a live service game.
No.
Why would they want to? Like, they make Tomb Raider games, and they make Hitman games, or they did make Hitman games up to a certain
they originally
point.
made Hitman games. They're stupid.
I mean, I'm sure it wasn't a decision that they made willingly, but they were like, we can't turn down the opportunity to make a Marvel Avengers game. But I'm sure they didn't think it was going to be that bad. Like,
I mean, it's It is one of those situations where it was just a fucking terrible game, though. The end result was a piece of shit.
Like the game itself wasn't even good. No,
the game itself was boring.
right.
Like it was boring, rudimentary, monotony.
Go
over and over again.
into large open area, beat up
Yeah.
faceless grunts.
Yeah.
Repeat.
And maybe like you'll do 10 missions in that same area, doing a variation of that, but maybe like the,
Beat up-
the enemy type. Maybe
Beat up
change
enemy
slightly.
A, beat up enemy B,
Yeah.
beat up enemy C.
It's like maybe every second or third mission, it's like beat up enemy A, but after you get there, transverse over to the other half of the area
Yeah.
to hit a switch to beat up enemy B. Now
Right. Okay, that sounds fun.
it's really, really fucking monotonous.
Yeah, that sounds.
Apparently it's snowing.
It is. Apparently it's snowing here, and I'm trapped. So I'll just have to stay here. Well, I just have to cuddle up for warmth.
That's fine. I mean, I've got heat.
Oh, I've got heat, boy.
I got your heat. But that was definitely my worst game of 2020. Should we go on to our next? Well, I think it's our next. The next one is best art / aesthetic. Is it?
Best art style / aesthetic.
Aesthetic. Should we go over to that there?
Just fucking get it in there.
Just get it
Get
in
it
there.
in
Just
there.
get it over
Slip
there.
it in.
That's your pick is going to be this one.
My pick is Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
Even though it's not finished. Even though it's not finished, that game has a fucking great aesthetic. It's I guess like its art style is fairly generic, kind of like, you know, not generic, but fairly standard, you know, hyper realistic graphics and stuff.
Yeah.
But like the architecture in that game, the buildings, like the skylines, the lighting, the graphics, like, you know, the like on-screen effects, like sometimes, like, yeah, even like the clothing all fucking looks great. Like the effort. Like I've done concept. I'm literally in the middle of doing concept art for a game kind of set in like a similar kind of style, not quite as like overtly sexual as everything in Cyberpunk is, but everything in that fucking game was designed down to the button. Like there was someone responsible for fucking designing everything. So much effort into putting, you know, just everything you can tell had someone who knew what they were doing behind the choices in it. Like all, like the majority, like 99% of the fucking clothes look fucking cool as hell. All the cars look fun. There's loads of different styles of like architecture in the city. Like some of it just looks fairly like it is fairly unbelievable that some of that game is being rendered on a PS4. At some points, you're just like, the lighting's fucking great. The models are probably maybe like 50-50 sometimes. Like some people's faces look so good. You're like, when you get them in like the right light and the right, you know, like the right setting. There's just, you know, like various story missions where, you know, you're sat down in a certain place and you're like, you have to look at this person in a certain way, and there's like fucking, you know, lighting systems, and there's smoke and there's fog and there's like shit coming all over their screen. It looks really fucking good. It looks you can't, like, the game may be a bit like, you know, maybe a bit jumpy, maybe a bit, you know, jagged around the edges, but you can't let that overwrite the sheer effort, like genuine design effort that has went in to making that game look as good as it does. Like they're like the concept artist, the fuck is his name? It's like Simon Scalag or something like that. He's like a Finnish concept art guy who does like a lot of what would be the word, like robot concept art. It would be like combining, you know, like he'll do a painting of, you know, two kids playing in a garden and there's a giant, you know, 900-foot robot in the background just like harvesting stuff from a field or something like that. I think they got him to do a whole load of concept art for the kind of city is surrounded by like a Badlands area, you know, like desert and stuff, and there's a lot of, you know, like unclaimed or, you know, broken down like mechanical shit, like in the desert and shit, and some of it is just really, really fucking good looking. Like a few times I've been, you know, you're driving about and you're T-posing on a bike with your pants off for some reason, and you just stop to have a look at the view, and you're like, this is fucking great. This is just a fucking great looking game, and I will not as an artist and someone who does concept art and design for games, I will not let shitty programming overwrite artists' good work. And Cyberpunk has more good work from artists in that game than I have seen in a long time. Definitely, like, couldn't give it enough praise if I tried. Because I'll take good art over bad programming any day. Any day of the week. And that's me. I'll say good night, everyone.
I only said in chime in because I haven't played it really, so I
yeah,
had no way to like.
I assume if you do play it on PC, and obviously your PC is a lot beefier than my PS4 Pro, there are times when you'll be like, wow, it's a fucking good looking game.
If I do get it on PC, I will invite you down to see it in its.
I would like to have a look at what it looks like on a high end PC. Definitely. Like,
should we move over to my pick for best?
What's your pick for best aesthetic / art style?
My best aesthetic goes to something that's probably a little bit I don't know, expected. I went for Hades. Hades. I started playing Hades last few days, and oh my god, is that game beautiful? Is that game just like, it's a super giant game? So like they have like an on staff artist who's
they
like,
know what they're doing. Like,
they know what they're doing when they do that. Like their games are always so aesthetically beautiful. But like, honestly, I was not expecting to just be so enamored with the level design and the character designs of Hades. Like, they take all these like amazing sort of like figures in Greek mythology,
really
like,
horny Greek mythology. Really,
I mean, it's saying that there's not too much horn stuff in it, but like there's definitely like you're talking to Achilles and stuff, like you know, Greek heroes and all that jazz, and then you're obviously talking to gods like Aphrodite and Ares and stuff, and obviously Hades himself and whatnot. And it's one of those things where there's a lot of great story going on there, but their character designs are really wonderfully done.
Yeah.
Like, it's got that, it's very reminiscent of the style of art you would do for your games, where it's like a lot of like, it's very hand drawn animation. I was
showing our pics to like a friend of mine earlier on, and they were like, they saw the art style one, and they were like, they thought that the picks were the other way around. That they thought that you picked Cyberpunk and then I picked Hades, because like Hades looks like a game that I could have worked on. And like, I was like, oh, that's very, that's a pretty good like compliment.
Yeah,
I haven't played Hades yet. I just haven't played it yet. Otherwise, I probably would have also fucking picked Hades, because it's like Supergiant Games have been doing the kind of shit that I want to do in games since fucking Bastion. You know,
I love
like,
Bastion.
They know exactly what they're doing, like, and their artwork has literally only gotten better as their games have went along. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of Transistor. I didn't really like the way it looked. It removed all of the line art and it was like a digital painting game.
Yeah,
but Hades seems to have went back all their way, and it has tons of line art, which is it's exactly what I look for in a game. It's like Hades is actually quite similar to Tax Force, which is the game where I'm working on at the minute.
Yeah,
like very comic book inspired, but like loads of black lines everywhere. But yeah, they've done a lot. They've done a much better job than I could do by my lonesome. Like,
there's just part of Hades. Like, it's like the aesthetic's beautiful as well. Like the again, you're in hell essentially. But like every you're in Hades, yeah. The Greek version of hell. Yes. But like that, it does take on a very like Dante Alighieri's sort of Divine Comedy approach, where like every part you go into, like every section has a very different, unique motif to it. Yeah. And there's like just a lot of beautiful like design work in the art and in like the artwork, and where it goes into the actual arenas themselves, as well as the enemies themselves as well. And there's it's just this beautiful, like, I'm a sucker for beautiful art. Like I'm enamored by great artwork.
Who cares about art?
I'm enamored by great artwork because I'll never be able to produce anything like that myself. So I'm always enamored by like that stuff, just from the standpoint of like, I'd never be able to do this, but Jesus Christ, is it beautiful. And it's just great to play a game that the game looks as beautiful as it does. And it's buttery smooth. It's buttery smooth. It looks as beautiful. Like, people are sending chat and stuff, as well as the dialogue and all the research being done into the characters and the mythos and stuff. Yeah, it's perfect. Like, they really do capture they really do capture the pantheon. Like, in Greek pantheon's not a pantheon I really care much for, but there's a lot of love and attention to like the voice work and the characters' designs and the way they speak and their motivations and their tonal sort of perspective on the universe you're in and whatnot. And there's just, it's all together aesthetically, it's beautiful, artistically it's beautiful. It's just a really stunning game. I've only played it for a few days, but I can tell you that there's no other game that looks like it. And I think that's one of the reasons I voted for this was that
it's a game, right up my alley. Like, I will have to give it a go eventually. I suppose I pretty much after Cyberpunk. I
got it for $8 off Epic because they give you a £10 coupon to use by the 4th of January for games over 15 quid. It was 18 quid, and I was like,
do that.
I'll just grab for £8 then.
I could do that, no problem.
So I would say go grab it off the Epic store for $8.
Yeah, all right, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, well, I was going to play it eventually anyway, but it's a great way to get it cheaper. That's a good reason to play it.
It's a great game in general. You get cheaper that way as well. To get the coupon, you just need to get one of the free games per day, and then you get a £10 coupon. £10, and then once you get your free game for the day, they'll give you the £10 coupon. Put the £10 coupon toward Hades. You'll get Hades for $8. This is stream sponsored by Epic Store.
Fuck, that'd be brilliant.
I mean, it'd be great. Took me 50 deaths before my first clear, and I had a lot of experience in it with Dead Cells. Yeah, Dead Cells is another one that I really enjoyed as well.
I mean, I've played a boatload of Dead Cells, so if Dead Cells is comparable to Hades, then I think I'll be alright.
Yeah, it's very comparable. There's definitely systems that are very similar.
Yeah.
Should we move on to the next category, which is the best developer?
Best developer.
Your best developer.
My best developer.
Who's your best developer?
Of 2020.
Let me know who your best developer was.
I don't know. It could be Ria GOTY. It could be these guys because they've made. Well, I think at some point we have talked about practically every fucking game that they have done.
Yeah, we are. This is one of those things where we both wanted to pick this developer as our favorite developer this year.
Who picked first? Was it me or you?
I don't know, because I asked, could I do it? You went, can you pick someone else?
Can you pick someone else? Because I had already picked them.
Yeah.
I mean, they just haven't made a wrong move. I mean, you never hear anything bad about them. I don't know if maybe that's just kind of like the Japanese workplace culture where you don't go out and shit, badmouth the company you work for. You don't shit where you eat or whatever. But you never hear anything bad about them. They make fucking great games. They're all. I've never had a problem with a stability issue with any other games. They've all been finished. They've provided DLC when the time has come. I have enjoyed literally every fucking single game that they have made. Without a fucking shadow of a doubt. Every fucking game they have made, I've enjoyed, and I will continue to be. I will continue to play anything that they make with little to no hesitation. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, this has been the year for me. It's been the year for you.
You could have also picked them.
Yeah, I would have, because I've played about 5 of their games this year.
We mentioned I think when we were picking stuff, I had a list in my head of a couple that I wanted to pick, and you were like, What if I pick these guys? You're like, maybe pick someone else, because I couldn't think of anyone else to pick.
Because I played for Judgment,
yeah.
I played for Zero, and I played for Kiwami 1, Kiwami 2, and 3. So I played 5 of their games this year.
Yeah. What did I play? I played Zero, Kiwami 1, Kiwami 2, Yakuza 6, and Judgment, and Like a Dragon. So I had one up on you. So fuck you.
I mean, didn't know it was a competition. I was just saying that I had I had a very good experience with them this year.
Was Like a Dragon a terrible game to stream? I suppose based on I think I'm about 60 hours into it. A lot of it is just kind of running about doing RPG stuff.
It depends. A lot of people like Persona 5. And they stream it and they like watching it because they do like that weird sort of everyday life nature of it. It depends on if you're a fan of seeing that or not.
You're very rarely not doing anything in Like a Dragon, but it's just whether or not it's stuff that furthers the game ultimately or not. Some of it is very much just I want to do this just because the game's giving me the option to do it and it's fun to do.
That's the same with Yakuza though. The Yakuza games have a bunch of side shit as well, where it's very universal flavor profile rather than actual
I mean, it was more excuse to just play the game, and it's so fucking good. Like that game, like a Dragon has so many systems in it, so many little like sub games within the game. It's nuts.
That's a real Goku.
You feel like you're making some kind of like weird racist faux pas when you can't pronounce the name properly.
I can't pronounce the name because
I just keep saying Ryu, so it's the first word.
It's Ryo Goku. How do you pronounce it?
Gotoku.
Ryo Gotoku.
Something like that.
I can never pronounce their name. But yeah, like
Alan,
the game developer.
Alan, the game developer. That's their name.
But that's who you picked. Should we have a look who I have picked?
I didn't see anyone disagreeing with it, so I'm happy with my choice.
Yeah, like everyone was saying that was a solid choice.
Ryu ga Goku. No, fuck me.
Gotoku.
Ryu ga
Gotoku. I can't pronounce.
Oh, we have had too much whiskey.
I don't even know if it's a whiskey. I could be sober to Jesse still not say that correctly. Ryu got Goku.
Ryu got Goku. There we go. That's what we're going to call him from now.
Yeah, Ryu got Goku. Like a Dragon was my first experience with the storyline. The extremely long cutscenes made me rough first, but one of the cutscenes I could. Yeah, that's the same with the rest.
I was absolutely fine with the long cutscenes in any Yakuza game. To be honest,
I'm used to streaming those though.
Literally, the only time that it bugs me is when you're waiting to save it so you can go do something.
Yeah.
And it's like, settle in, motherfucker. You're about to watch a 25-minute cutscene and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, I need to go. Like,
I'm used to it in the sense that I've played fucking like 4 of the Yakuza games on stream. So they start off with big ass long cutscene.
Sometimes it just doesn't end. You're like, all right, I've got shit to do.
So do a cutscene, then the cutscene ends. It goes into another cutscene, and then it ends. It goes into another cutscene.
Or like a cutscene into a fight, and it won't let you save. You're like, for fuck's sake.
So yeah, no, I get that.
Billy, I'm very If there was a native Japanese speaker in this chat right now, that we'd be getting like angry emails at the minute. I'll just say Ryu. They're the best dev. Fuck all y'all.
My game of the year. My dev of the year. Sorry, my dev of the year. You're gonna see right now.
Lovely developer of the year.
Give it the Insomniac Games. And to be honest, the reason why I picked these guys was because let's be real here.
I fucking hated Metal Gear Solid 4. Hated it.
Let's be real here. So the reason why I picked them was because I'm really enamored with Spider-Man again.
You just love the exaggerated swagger.
I love the exaggerated swagger.
That's literally why you give them developer of the year.
Yeah, like I mean, if it wasn't going to be the guys who made Yakuza, it was going to be them. I'm so enamored with like how good Spider-Man game is. Just like I picked it up again and I was like, oh my god, I forgot how much I love this unit. I forgot how much I hate Mary Jane, but I can't stand her. But I love the game. I love the Miles Morales game as well. Like the Miles Morales game is like, God, there's it's just such a great, like, see when games are done right. It's just like when you don't miss a beat.
Yeah.
When a game just doesn't miss a beat. Yeah, they developed Miles Morales.
Yeah, well, they developed them all right.
Oh yeah, they developed all of the exaggerated swagger.
Yep. Of a certain team.
The exaggerated swagger developer winning the best developer on the PvP. So like
someone tweet at them that they've won this.
Yeah. they definitely just Miles Morales, man. I'm going for it at the minute. I've just finished the remake. I'm going for Miles Morales right now. The gameplay's meant to last about 10 to 12 hours. I think I'm already near 15 in it.
Okay.
And like I'm not rushing for it. I am taking my sweet fucking time.
Well,
and I'm not even doing all the side stuff on stream, and still taking quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
I said this on stream is that superhero games like this, when it's done right, I think these are the right games that make sense to have big DLCs for.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because.
Yeah, sure. The original title had 3 big DLCs.
But you know why I think that they're like comic books as a format work well in the idea of DLC because the universe can always exist, but you can always tell another story. The DLC, with that character.
The DLCs for Spider-Man 4, the original one, it was 3 of them. Every DLC was just the introduction of another comic book character, and it was cool. It was
Yeah.
like Black Cat, Silver Sable,
I went through those.
Kingpin.
It was Hammerhead,
Hammerhead. That's the one.
Hammerhead, and Silver Sable.
Yeah.
And it's this format that DLC makes the most sense in that comic book format because
you can just slide another
you can
character
slide
in
another
there.
character and you can tell another story. You can pick people from our universes.
Yeah.
It's like
you don't.
it's like getting
yeah.
it's like getting your weekly or bi-weekly issue of your comic.
You don't necessarily need a whole new game every time, but
Yeah.
you're fine with just new characters within that.
Yeah. And
Within
you can
that
tell
game.
a really great, unique story.
Yeah, which they did,
Yeah.
which is great.
And it feels like Miles Morales is like a new omnibus.
As far as Insomniac goes, I would put Ratchet and Clank as probably one of my favorite series.
Really?
Yeah, I fucking loved Ratchet and Clank. Played every fucking single one on the PS2. I think I missed that PS3 one. Was it Up Your Arsenal? Yeah, all of their subtitles were.
I know.
Vaguely sexual.
I know, it's just
can't-
funny.
I can't remember what the PS3 one was called. I think that may have been the only one that I missed. And then I played the remake on the PS4, which was a bit shit because it was essentially just a movie tie-in game,
Yeah.
and the movie wasn't great because it was a soft retelling of the first game, but with less story, which was kind of shit. And it insisted on putting cutscenes from the movie in. I was like, I haven't seen this movie. I don't give a fuck. But fuck yeah, Ratchet and Clank, love it, love them.
I'm looking forward to the next one.
Hopefully there is a next one.
I think there is. Is there not one that's like they have like this whole portal thing going on? Or is that a different one? Is that Jackson Daxter? No, it's not Jackson
No, it's
Daxter.
not Jackson Daxter.
It's gotta be Ratchet and
Yeah,
Clank.
because Jackson Daxter is Naughty Dog.
Yeah, it is. No, it is Ratchet and Clank. They got a new Ratchet and Clank coming. And it's like it works the idea of like stupidly fucking crazy portals into other dimensions, but like insta loading them. So like PS5 is gonna make that look pretty tight.
Like a little bit like that. What do you call that? The Astro game.
Kinda, yeah.
Reminded me a bit of a Ratchet.
It's probably the
yeah.
tech demo to show off what that will look like.
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah.
But yeah, that was my developer for the year.
Solid choice for both of us because we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, because our opinion is definitely definitive.
We're not just two dickheads in a bedroom.
Should we look at your worst publisher?
I mean, like at least I'm a game dev. I've tried. I'm in there a little bit, very small.
You are on the other side of the wall.
On the other side of the curtain.
Yeah. Should we go into the worst publishers for the year?
Oh,
what DLC category? Your picks.
What, like
We don't have a DLC category.
DLC? Shit, that's
Shit,
not
we could have done one that we
You
didn't.
see, I thought of a good another category as it was on my way down.
Yeah.
Because it's 2020, game of the decade,
Fuck.
and I couldn't even think of one on the way down.
Fuck.
Harmony.
See if you were to pick DLC right now, what would you pick though?
For a DLC for like a game that's been out this year.
Yeah. If you could. I don't think I could.
I don't even know if I've bought any DLC for a game that's been
I don't
out this
think I
year.
have either. I think that would be a really hard one for me
It
to
would
do.
probably be like Forsaken for Destiny 2 because it's literally the only DLC that I've bought for a game.
It's disgusting.
That's not a good look.
Or had to vomited that.
I don't know.
It's a hard one, but we got our
That-
worst publisher for 2020.
It's a hard one to get off the top of your head.
Should we go into our worst publisher though? Let's slide on in. Let's just bring her on in here.
Oh wait, it comes in like this way. Fuck Rockstar.
I love your graphic here. I fucking love your graphic. Jesus fucking
That is
Christ.
essentially how I feel about Rockstar. I just don't like them. I don't like them anymore as a publisher. I think they're I just they're so disingenuous. Did you ever
I think even a publisher for Take-Two is their publisher.
Whatever. I don't fucking care. I just don't like Rockstar. You know that whole thing where like the only reason that they're making games is because making games is what makes them money. See if just paying someone a tenner to turn up to your house and slap you in the face, and you would give them 15 quid, or for some reason they would do that instead. I just fuck them, fucking fuck them. They're ridiculous. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. I hate their fucking games. They all suck. They work their fucking They work their employees to the fucking bone. They crunch the life out of everything.
Sorry, I just saw that.
I should have fucking put Take-Two in that Rockstar, and I just said that. The second you said Take-Two, I was like, I fucked up. Rockstar's not a publisher.
With Rockstar, the entity that are
Rockstar are essentially the publisher.
Yeah.
What else did Take-Two have if not
the
Rockstar?
2K Sports line.
Which is kind of under Rockstar now.
Yeah,
So it is essentially just Rockstar.
yeah.
It's been, Take-Two. It's actually just Rockstar. I don't like the way they do business anymore. It's just like we're gonna make one game, and then we're just gonna make you buy that game again and again and again and again and again. It sounds a little bit like another publisher that we'll talk about later. But how strongly I feel about this publisher is how strongly you feel about your publisher that you don't like. I don't like Rockstar's games anymore. I think they do that weird thing now where they're just like, if we make a game that's as broad and as stupid as we possibly can, then everyone who has thumbs will maybe try and buy a copy. I don't respect that anymore. No. And they will throw people at those games until they're done. They don't give a fuck about giving anyone proper credit. They don't give a fuck about who they destroy along the way. They're just like, we want a game out, we have the money, you either want to work for Rockstar or you don't. Fuck you. We make billions of pounds on our games. Fuck you.
We gotta answer a question. Did you play Control?
I did not know. I didn't play Control because I've never heard you shit on a game so much as you did Control. And also, what the fuck were they doing where they kept making people buy the game again for like different versions? It was like if you bought it on a PC or an Xbox, you had to pay again to buy a streaming version or something of it like that.
The last good game Remedy did was fucking Max Payne.
Alan Wake was really good.
I didn't enjoy it.
I liked Alan Wake.
My God, Control is a tech engine.
Yeah.
That they have made and went, this is a great tech engine, guys, and the rest of the game world went,
no, it's not.
No, it's not. We don't care. Okay, well, we're releasing the game now, I guess. And they somehow shoehorned a game into a tech engine.
Yeah.
And it is a dreadfully mundane, boring tech engine game. And then they went, oh, yo, dog, you wanna fucking, what's that?
Do you want a little plum rum beer?
I'll take a plum rum beer.
We're mixing on this podcast,
but
boys.
Oh, here, the texture of that tin.
Yeah, it's weird tin, right?
Yeah. They were like, yo, dog, you want that fucking, do you want that upgrade for your PS5, Xbox Series X? Buy the game again.
Buy a game again, bitch.
It's like the actual fucking console maker said, don't fucking charge for your upskill or your upgraded version of your games. And they went, oh, I guess we're just going to release a game of the year version of the game that lets you do it and not the actual game, making you pay for the game again because they're fucking assholes.
So Remedy is a Take-Two thing, right?
It might actually be. I don't know.
So if it is, then this falls on
Can we
Rockstar?
get a fact check in chat? Can we get a fact check in the chat? Is Remedy part of the Take-Two?
It's free, by the way.
Really?
I got 42 free beers. 42 free beers. This is a beer rum plum combination.
Oh, smell it?
It's a good beer. It is. Right, there you go. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Remedy.
Wow, okay.
So, yeah, Remedy is owned by Take-Two. Therefore,
God.
I'm going to wrap this into my Rockstar thing. Fuck Remedy as well. Fuck them. Just whatever they're doing to the people who work for that company, they're just wrecking. They're wrecking everyone who works for them. They're roping them into their same bullshit. We want your money. We want your money. We're going to fucking ask for it. We're going to repeatedly ask for it. Fuck you. Give us your shit. And I don't care anymore because their games are not good enough. I didn't like Red Dead 2. It was fine. It was fine. I fucking hated what was the last GTA? Was it 5?
5.
Fucking hated 5. Fuck that. And they wreck everyone who works for them. Like loads. So many people left over the development of Red Dead 2. There was entire teams of people who were uncredited for that game because they left and they were like, oh, well, you left before the game was done, so why would we credit you? You know, like they were people who worked on the game for like 9-10 months and they left because they were like, you run us into the ground. Like, I could not fucking cope with the hours and the stress of your fucking shitty job And then the second they left, they were like, "Well, you didn't work on this game? We talking about? Get fucked.
Fucking get
Fuck
fucked.
that shit. Fuck Rockstar.
Get
fuck,
fucked.
Fuck Take-Two. Fuck them. Who do you hit?
Who do I hit? To no one's fucking surprise, you'll see who I fucking
It's not
hit.
like we've mentioned it already. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Get fucked, Bethesda.
Who would have fucking... I
Get
love your
fucked.
graphic here, by the way.
Get fucked.
That fucking graphic, I am enamored with that graphic.
Yeah,
That-
not a peep about EA this year from a lot of people.
It is astounding.
They tried. They at least tried this year.
Yeah.
Fuck Bethesda.
Fuck me,
'em.
Bethesda. Like, oh my god, like they've been on slow decline for so long. I would have said they were on the slow decline from about literally, I would say, Fallout 3.
Fallout
Skyrim.
3 is exactly when they fucked up. If Mikey is in the chat, he'll know. They like people. Interplay had made a full version of Fallout 3, which was like Fallout 3 Van Buren, and then they were like, nah, fuck. They like sued them or something like that for like the rights to Fallout.
And then they found out they
And then-
didn't have the rights to the multiplayer version.
Yeah,
of
they
Fallout.
didn't have the rights to the multiplayer version, and then just cancelled their game. And they're
Yeah.
like, nah, it's our game now.
That studio / publisher, more the publisher side, it's that the developer software
the
side.
The publisher
publisher.
is technically ZeniMax. Then
Yeah,
that's
but
their like parent company. But like I've been to their fucking offices. ZeniMax and Bethesda are literally the same building.
Yeah.
They're the same. They're exactly the same company. It is the same people in a fucking like 3-story building in Bethesda, Maryland, which I've been to by accident.
by accident.
I was there by accident. Tara was doing a comic convention down the street from their headquarters, and we were staying in a motel. And the whole time that I was there, I was like, "Why is this place called Bethesda? What's going on?" And I looked it up while we were leaving, and I found Bethesda's address. You know, like ZeniMax's address, and it was the building next door to our fucking hotel. I could see. I looked at the building the whole time.
You can see Tom Howard.
The whole time that we were there, I was like, "That's an ugly looking building. What's in there?"
That's an ugly looking person. That building.
That's an ugly looking building. See, like we were there for a few days. The comic convention was that way.
Mm-hmm.
The hotel was here, and Bethesda was here.
Mm-hmm.
So we would come out and go that way, and come back and do that, and come back and go that way, and come back and do that. And the last day we left and done that, we went past the front of the building. A big, massive sign out the front, ZeniMax Bethesda Studios. I was like, motherfucker. We were right next to that fucking studio this whole week. I would have run in. I just would have run into the building. Been like, "What about this, lads? Why you shit?" But I fucking didn't know. I was mere feet away from Todd Unctious. Your boy Todd Hard that whole week, and I fucking didn't know.
Oh
Like
god.
30, 40 feet away from that building for like 3 days, and I didn't even fucking know until the second we were leaving. It was raging.
It's such a terrible, terrible company.
Fuck that. Fuck 'em.
It's like I can never forgive a company. Like we give so the gaming world give a lot of shit to CD Projekt Red for
Yeah.
the state away Cyberpunk came out, right?
I feel bad for them.
And I feel bad for them.
Yeah, they should.
Bethesda have made
Yeah.
a business model
They
of doing
have,
that.
They have literally done that for the last 15 years, and no one has batted an eye. It just sucks. Like it sucks that was that Cyberpunk was like kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. It's such a shame because that company, they don't deserve the shit that they're getting, that other companies have been getting away with for fucking years.
But for some reason, like Bethesda is able to release game after game after game that is broken, buggy, hot
The
mess.
same game.
The same
It's
game.
The same game.
Expect their actual their community to fix the game for
Yeah.
them. Like
And then charge people for their community fixes, which is what they done on Fallout 4. That whole Creation Club thing, they just grab mods.
I'm
from
blocked
the
by the
net- from-
paywall.
They grab mods from the Nexus, which is the PC version of the modding community for Fallout. There's
Mhm.
a Nexus mod manager. Is like a crowd. It's like if you make a mod for a Bethesda game, you fucking upload it to the Nexus mod manager, and it's like a client that you can download
Yeah.
that installs and sorts out all your mods. They just went through and they were like, take that one, take that one, take that one, take that one. and just they took those mods, they applied them to their game, and then charged people. They charge people to like activate them. It's like, it's absolute fucking bullshit.
And the thing is as well, like, did they pay those fucking goddamn developers for those mods?
I highly fucking doubt it.
So, and they probably got away with as well as like some bullshit agreement. Like, it probably some sort of like EULA saying, if you make stuff for this game, it's for you. We have the right to.
It's essentially just like, yeah, you've made a game for our intellectual property, so
We own
it's
that property now.
It's our property. I know, like the mod makers get a cut of the money as far as like Nexus goes, because like it's their own thing, and I'm sure as for the console versions, they're probably like, right, we'll give you, you know, fucking percent or whatever, 5% or whatever, but it's the fact that they're even doing that and they're not just fixing the game themselves.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you go on like the Fallout 4, like even like the console version, and you look at the mods, it's like, it's not, stupid shit that you would mod into a game. Like, oh, all the characters have massive tits, or, you can fucking like, you have a jetpack that'll let you fly into the sky and do all this weird shit. It's like, it's always like equip load fix, or first person camera redo. It's like, it's shit that should have been
There's
fixed
like a whole-
by the
there's
actual developer.
One of the most popular like Skyrim mods is a UI mod.
Yeah.
Something to fix their UI.
Yeah, it was like, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Skyrim UI, that like it separated everything into the proper categories and separated everything by like weight or price or whatever. It's like, why isn't this just in your fucking game? Like, you're given the bare minimum of effort, and then you're just expecting people to fix it for you, and then you're having the balls to charge people to get these fixes that people are doing for your fucking game. And the stupid fucking creation engine that they've been using since Morrowind, like, there's nothing wrong with using an engine if you upgrade it enough. Like, Unreal is on what, Unreal 5,
Yeah.
Unreal 6, I think
Unreal
it's going
6
on
actually,
to.
yeah.
And it's fine. Like, no one sees like, oh fuck, that was made with Unreal. Oh my god, that's so cheap and old. It's like, oh no, cool. That's an Unreal game. That's a Unity game. That's a whatever game.
See,
But if you hear,
look what Not So Like I said, a must-have mod for Skyrim and Fallout is always the unofficial patch.
there is always a 2 gig unofficial patch which just fixes general. It's like general bug fixes. It's like texture pop in. There is always a high res texture pop. There's always a high res texture pack for any game that they fucking make.
Yeah.
Because they refuse to refuse to do the 4K textures that also downscale. So if you have a unit that, like, like a PC that can only run 2K textures, if you download a thing, you'll get the 4K or like the like the 1080.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in between. So it'll either be blurry or it'll be too much for your computer to load. Like, what do? Like, you have to go get a fucking mod. And like, I have no idea what Starfield or Elder Scrolls 6 are going to be.
Do we care
But
though?
I mean,
I fucking don't.
I want to know what Starfield is about, just because it's a game that's clearly set in space. Like, I could give two shits about the Elder Scrolls franchise. I never really cared. Oblivion was fine.
Was Starfield cancelled? Apparently Starfield was cancelled.
What? Oh, okay, well, fuck that then. I could not give a shit about Elder Scrolls 6.
I guess we'll have to see what Microsoft do with them. I feel like Microsoft could turn the company around, or they could just leave it to its own
Microsoft will
business.
continue to give them money until they just fizzle out and don't put out any games.
Yeah, like, again, like, no one's surprised that I picked Bethesda. That's like, if you've watched this podcast, if you've watched our solo streams, you'll know that my opinion on Bethesda has never been
I don't have a lot of
glowing
love for Bethesda either. I just hate Rockstar more than I hate Bethesda.
Yeah,
because at least I'll play a Bethesda game over a Rockstar game.
I'm the opposite way around. I'll play a Rockstar game before I play a Bethesda game.
Blah.
I mean, you're weirdly like polar opposite like that though, which is good because it gives us like two very definitive like.
I
takes on
can't.
it.
I have not heard any talk about Starfield being cancelled. That is
We'll need to look into that forever.
That is
we'll,
wild
we'll need to
business.
look into that forever. Cancellation is a rumor.
Ooh.
Okay. We'll see how it goes. I mean, obviously that could all change depending on the Microsoft purchase and how that's. So we'll see how that goes.
What?
It was cancelled. Fucking hell. Okay.
What the fuck?
Crazy. Should we go on to our next category because we're starting to get to the big guns here.
Big one. After it's for the next big project in 2021. What the fuck?
There's a lot of contradicting info. We're going to move on to our next category.
Okay, we'll move on. What is our next award.
Well, this is going to be a shock. We're actually giving an award. As a game, it's a style of game we're actually very outspoken about. We're going to give.
We both really love. I like it's an award for the best live service title.
Yeah.
So the best live service game. Like now, everyone who watches this stream, everyone who watches this show, everyone who watches you, they know that we're real big fans of live service games.
Yeah.
We think they have a lot of potential. That
Yeah.
they're the
I think they're the future of games.
they're the right direction
Yeah.
that games need to be going. I mean,
I feel like I feel like for games to really truly evolve going into 2021 and going forward, they need to start adopting the live service.
yeah.
format.
Why wouldn't a game need to always be online and constantly monetized?
I mean, at the end of the
and-
day, we need to be able to
yeah.
have like, you know, we need to have games that are constantly drip feeded content.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's the future. Constantly being drip feed
I
content.
want to play a game that's 60% complete at launch and is then throughout the next 18 months intravenously fed content into it
Like,
that
if
it
I'm not-
should have
if I-
had at launch.
If I'm not being forced to trudge through literally a stodge of 10 hours per story beat
Why
before
would
I
you
get
bother?
5 minutes,
Why would
for
you-
5 minutes of story? Why would I bother?
Why
playing
would
the
you
game?
even bother playing that? Like,
Should we though?
Yeah, I want to go in to an area and just fight hundreds of faceless goons for no benefit whatsoever. Like, that's what I get.
You know,
That's
I
what
just
I
don't-
get up for.
I just don't feel like I have achieved something unless I am being held back by an arbitrary item level.
Exactly. Why would you even play a game if you don't want that?
So should we show what the best live service game was?
Let them know about it.
Let's just go to our
Let
best
them-
live service game.
Let them know.
Let's go for we're going
Get
for
it
it.
in.
Best live service game. I'm
Uh,
sorry. What's that?
Are we having some kind of technical difficulty?
I think we might
here?
be having technical difficulty. The title's not be found because they're all fucking
Because
terrible.
they're all
fucking
fucking shit.
Shit.
made by a bunch of fucking content.
It's a fucking awful prospect. It's a terrible fucking goddamn concept. We hate them. They need to get in the bin going forward.
Let's be honest. It's a fucking scam. Like, if you're playing a live service game, you've been scammed. Like, there is no two ways about it.
It's like, how
you've
do
been
you-
duped. You've been duped by a fucking game company to play an unfinished game. Anthem, a fucking Avengers game, Destiny, all that fucking shit. They're just you're playing a game 18 months before it's done.
Godfall, I think, as well.
Godfall, yep, just shit. I thought Genshin was an MMO.
It's kind of live servicey.
Right, is it like a live service MMO?
I wouldn't say it's an MMO. It doesn't have the.
I thought it was an MMO.
It falls more in lines.
A horny MMO?
The reason it's not MMOs because you never interact with other players. There's never like MMOs.
Oh, do you not?
You have to build a lobby. You have to,
I literally know.
like a live service game. You have to get a lobby together to do.
Fucking- see what you told me there?
Yeah.
That's the most I've ever heard about that game. I have no idea fucking Genshin Impact is about. I thought it was an MMO.
It sells itself an MMO, but like it has none of the
Right.
traits of an MMO.
If you're playing live service games, then you're a cunt. So stop playing them.
Should we go to the actual
play them.
award for the next one? This is our kind of this is one of our
This is our big boy. This is our big boy awards. This is
we're
our
getting to the real meat of the matter.
Our game of the year. He's literally playing Destiny 2 right now. This fucking dickhead.
Little piece of shit.
This piece of shit who's playing this unfinished game that hasn't been finished 2 years after it fucking came out.
Should we go to your game of the year, sir? Would
What?
you like people to let know? We
Well, hold on. We have a game of the year, and then we have a little runner up though.
have a runner up. We got a game of the year.
We have they're both on the same screen. Now
We're
I
all
think
both in the screen.
now I think we maybe should have split them up, but I'm the one who made this, so I can't argue.
It's okay. Well, I'm gonna transition over now. Okay,
let's slice it over there.
we're slicing
We're
like
slicing,
bread.
and we'll leave it up so people can see.
So your runner up,
Runner up, Ghost of Tsushima,
Zima.
for as like kind of without levity as it was still a fucking unbelievably fucking good game. It made you just feel like an unbelievable fucking badass. The real winner is Japan. Just the country of Japan has won our game of the year. But
Won our hearts.
I love Ghost of Tsushima. I played it. I beat the fucking shit out of it. It was absolutely great. The story was a bit too somber. It lacked any kind of upbeatness, but it was a fucking great. It was an absolutely fucking great game. But Yakuza Like a Dragon. Whoo! Oh boy.
So
If you haven't played Like a Dragon yet, get on that fucking game. I am owned by the Japanese, 100%. Even though Sucker Punch is a what is it? A
Western studio.
It's a San Diego studio or something like that.
Japan has came out pretty well this year.
Yeah, they've came out well. Like a Dragon is, I would say, the second best Yakuza game, just right after 6. When I started playing it, I was a bit unsure of the turn-based fight.
So was Japan actually. Japan was a bit off.
I was a bit like, right, we'll see how this goes here. I'm about 80 hours into it. I'm just every second of that game has just been pure fucking joy. So much fun. There's nothing about that game that I don't like. Nothing. Like I was a bit sad that I was playing a Yakuza game with a different protagonist. See, after about 10 minutes, I was like, all right, like this fucking guy. It's like he constantly refers to like Dragon Quest and stuff in the game. Like
Right.
in the game, he's like, yeah, dude, this is just like Dragon Quest. You just beat the fuck out of people and then you get experience points. It's very self-aware of the kind of game that it is. It's
Right.
like it calls like turn-based JRPGs in the game. They're like, oh yeah, you just like beat the shit out of like these characters and then you get experience and stuff like that. I have spent so much time in that game just doing pointless, not even pointless, just
Did you become the
side-
king of cans?
just side. You know what? I haven't even got that far in the can game because it's quite difficult. It's quite hard. It's just one of the many side quests.
So you're not the king of cans.
I'm not the king of cans yet. I think I'm about halfway through that. I know Hani is the king of cans.
Yes, Hani is the king of cans.
Hani is the king of cans. I remember seeing that. But I absolutely fucking adore Like a Dragon. It's fucking great. All the characters are fucking great. The storyline is ridiculous. It's really fucking interesting. There's a little like weird shit going on. Ichiban is like he's a great fucking protagonist. He has stupid hair and I hate it. But other than the fact that I hate his haircut in the game, it's fucking great. I knew like they were gonna have to move on from Kiryu eventually because like by the time 6 rolls around, like people are like, oh fuck you, you old man. He's like 48. He's not. He's hardly walking.
He's
about
not like an old man.
like a little rocker, but you could tell after 6 games and 2 spin-offs that they kind of wanted to move on a little bit.
Yeah.
I think they wanted to just change protagonists, but like everything about that fucking game is great. Everything. I can't wait until you start playing it because I know you're going to enjoy it. 'Cause
I'm
it's
going
ridiculous.
to get through. I'm hoping to be on it by. So the PS5 version that comes out in March. I'm hoping to have.
If
the
I give
next-
you my copy, can you just upgrade the version?
There is an upgrade version for it, but I want to buy it anyway. I'm
Okay.
going because I already own every game
Yeah.
of Yakuza, albeit digitally. I own every Yakuza game,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to want to own that too.
I bought that with like gold steelbook version of it,
Yeah.
which is fucking
They
great.
do have an upgrade version coming for it though. So like there is like a PS5 upgrade version for it coming in like March, but I was going to buy the PS5 version of it.
The hero quests are great. You just have to for a few of those I've had to go look up like,
Guides.
what do you fucking do here? What do you do here? But they're kind of just like ever responding kind of things that you do just for experience and money and shit. But there's so much to do in it. But it has that like kind of like fine line of there's like the open world thing where it's a fine line between you have all this shit to do and like you have all this shit to do. Like,
Yeah.
it's constantly the second one. You're just like you're just like running about like literally looking for shit to do that is not the story because you're like, right, well, I just want to see what anything else I can get away with. And like you have to do certain shit in the game to like activate other certain shit in the game. and it's just great. I absolutely fucking loved it. I'm so glad that they moved away from the kind of like the main. Nah, well, to be fair, some of the game does take place in Camarucho. The first few hours you're in Camarucho, and then you move over to like a slightly larger city. But it does feel like it feels like a bit of a shift away. They're like, right, we're done. We've had 6 games. We're done with this story. We'll stay in Camarucho for Judgment, and maybe we'll move about Japan for Yakuza. We'll just tell stories maybe from around different areas or whatever. But originally I was a bit sad that I wasn't running about Camarucho, like, because the new town that you're in, I can't remember what it's called. It's not quite as like.
It's not Satambori, is it?
I don't know.
Satambori's where Zero takes place with.
No, it's not. It's like a new Yokohama. Yeah, it's a new place. It's massive. It's about 3 times the size.
Oh shit!
Of
really?
Camarucho. It is fucking huge. If anything, it's a little bit too big, because like once an area gets too big, it starts lacking that
flavor,
that small personality that the Camarucho has. But it's not GTA big, but you find yourself having to fucking take taxis all over the place because you have a quest here and your objective is over the other side of the map, and you're just like, oh fucking, I couldn't be bothered running, which is not normally something you would do in the original game because it was kind of a smaller map. But I don't mind that they're kind of like they're working out hard to maybe make new areas, if you know what I mean. So there's nothing about the game so far that I haven't liked. I think I'm nearly done with it. The RAM, the cinema fall asleep thing, that's one of the game's new mini games where you go into the movie theater and you have to stop him from falling asleep by doing an 8-button QuickTime mini, like a QuickTime button press event where it's people in people in sheep heads will come up from the seats behind you and try to send you to sleep. You ever get that thing where you're watching a film and you nod off a little bit? Yeah. That there's an entire mini game around keeping yourself awake when you're at the movies watching a film, and it's just weird. It reminds you a lot of Catherine, except that it's less horny than Catherine is.
Catherine's very horny game.
Catherine is very horny, and Yakuza Like a Dragon is not. It's not that horny. David Ayer does a voice in it. Snake.
Really?
He does a voice. He's like a barman. I think he should be cast into the Sun. I don't like him.
I heard that Majima was done by Matthew Mercer.
Majima is not in Like a Dragon, or he's not in it yet.
He is in Like a Dragon, apparently.
I haven't run into him yet.
Majima has been voice casted by Matt Mercer. Overwatch fame,
I know
Critical Role fame. Not just sorry. Go ahead. Overwatch fame, Critical Role fame.
Not Mark Hamill anymore, no.
No, they had Mark Hamill in the original.
The original PS2 dub.
The original PS2 dub.
Crazy.
Yeah.
The karaoke game is just the same. The karaoke game is the same as all the other karaoke games.
I love the song Judgment.
The one where we have to dress up as one of us has to get a headband. And
I randomly put out a tweet saying one day, you were just going to.
Yeah, we should do that. Yeah, Majima is the guy with the eye patch.
Yeah,
I haven't seen him yet.
I saw a tweet from Matt Mercer saying that he felt a great responsibility of doing the character correctly.
I haven't run into him yet then.
You have something to look forward to.
Oh,
you have something to look forward to.
If anyone, what? He joins your party? Fuck me. Fucking right. If anyone hasn't played Like a Dragon yet, get the fuck on it. Also, if you haven't played Ghost of Tsushima, get the fuck on it, but start with Like a Dragon. Yeah, both of my games are both in kind of open world RPGs.
This has been an open world year.
It has been a very open world year because both of yours are
kind of open worldly at the same time as well.
RPGs, which is crazy. Why don't we whippity on over to yours?
Should we whip over to my games then?
Just do the slice.
We're doing the slice. Don't worry, it's slicing over right now.
Slice.
So my runner-up is Deadly Premonition 2.
The greatest detective in the land.
The greatest detective game. It was so. I was so tempted to give Deadly Premonition 2 the game of the year because Deadly Premonition 1 got my game of the year last year.
Detective Yo Mama, York Morgan.
Oh my god, there's just so much stupid. But you know, why people are giving Cyberpunk a lot of shit for it being a broken game. You praise Deadly Premonition for it being a broken game, and it's such a weird scenario to find ourselves in. I'm enamored with like Francis York Morgan.
Your boy York Morgan.
I love it. I love it, and it's just one of those things where, as a runner up, it's such a close runner up for me because I love Deadly Premonition so much.
God, you have to be like maybe the only person on the planet who would be considering Deadly Premonition 2 as their game of the year. Like
I know
they're
stupid pieces of shit.
I know there are some people who probably enjoyed it, but I think like that kind of like nostalgia and kitschiness can only get you so far. Because I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I literally am the one who introduced you to Deadly Premonition, but I know its shortfalls, which is that as far as like technically concerned, it's shit.
This is the thing that was like
shit game,
and the whole way through.
The second one looked the same.
The whole way through, I loved every moment of it. This is the thing, like, it's a piece of shit, and I am not disputing that. But I had fun the whole way through, and is that not what a game's meant to be?
100%.
But my game of the year had to go to Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I am fairly shocked at that.
I know you were, and you were saying when I told you that my game of the year was going to be Final Fantasy VII Remake, you were like, "Wait, you didn't even talk about that game."
I didn't hear you say a word about that game when it was out. Like,
if you had been there for the streams, you would have saw the glee in my face the whole time playing it. That game has got me excited about a Final Fantasy universe I've not been excited about for some time.
Were you that into the original one?
Yeah, I really was. And like, I know I don't talk about them that much. It's weird. I never talked about them much because, in all honesty, we have friends like Little.
True.
And when you go to try and talk about a game like that when you're near Little, and I love the guy Dev, we've had him on the podcast, but that man is just so, he just will dominate the conversation where like it always puts you off wanting to talk about it.
I think you need to reconsider that because I bought a copy of Final Fantasy VII when we were in fucking secondary school.
Yeah.
Like years after it was fucking out, and I kept going to him for advice. And he was like, I'll fucking tell you what to do. And we talked about it for fucking like, we were at like a house party or something one night where like everyone else fucked off, went home, went to bed, whatever, and me and him were sitting in the fucking dining room. And I was like, right, what do you do when you're at this point? He's like,
well, I think it's different though, because like I remember trying to talk about back in when we were like secondary school. Yeah. And we were just trying to talk about like, oh, this game grit. It's like,
he'd jump in.
He'd jump in on you. I think where like when you're asking for advice, you're kind of controlling the narrative a little more.
I think now you'd be okay though, but like,
so like I didn't talk about much in our formative years because like he was the guy. He still is technically the guy to talk about Final Fantasy.
100%. Like, yeah.
But like there was parts of me that was just like the way they redid the narrative in Final Fantasy VII, in the way they've like changed up things, just feels so good, and I'm really excited. The sheer fact that Sephiroth has shown up this early into the game and fucked with the whole narrative, it's like, what the fuck's going on here? The weird wisps of fate that are like completely trying to keep you on track, and you're breaking fate itself. The fact that Sephiroth is very worried he's going to kill Aerith and gives Cloud that warning. It's like he like whispers in, goes 6 seconds. And that could be that it takes him 6 seconds to descend down on Aerith with the sword and plunge it right through her, or it's you have 6 seconds to stop me from doing it.
Yeah.
And the fact that Aerith is aware that she's going to die. There's there's things that she's alluded to. She's aware that this time sequence is not the normal time sequence, and to be in that narrative was so amazing growing up. And then suddenly to see the same care and attention being brought to the narrative again. Yeah. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, what are they going to do to this? What the fuck is going on here? I'm like genuinely excited again. I'm like, there's like goosebumps going up my back going like, oh my God, are they going to prevent Aerith's death? But at what cost? What the fuck's the cost? Like, there's little things like that there where I as an individual, I'm kind of like, they've already changed so much because they broke the fucking strands of fate. What the fuck is going on? If they save Aerith's teeth from fucking going to die, what the fuck is Barrett going to fucking, what the fuck's going to happen? Someone's got to die. These are the things that are going on in my head when I think about that game, and I don't say it out loud. And now you can see why I haven't, because
you're
kind
a
of
mental,
looking at me like a mental
fuck. You mental fuck. Like,
now you're looking at me like you're actually mental.
Yeah.
And now you can see why I haven't done it.
Are you alright? Like, you alright?
Yeah, but now you can see how actually much I love it though.
Like, I don't know. I played it and I was just entertained. I guess I was entertained up until the game, like the entertainment level dipped below the annoyance level, and then as soon as it became more annoying than it became entertaining, I immediately stopped playing it, which was the fight with the house. I tried it a couple of times and I was like, you know what, I don't care, and I really never went back to it. Like, I didn't play 7 when it was out. At the time, I played it a couple of years later, and I got stuck at exactly the same thing that fucking happened in this remake. I got stuck at a boss. I tried it a couple of times. I was like, you know what, not really all that overly invested in anything of this game to try, to battle through it. I might do it eventually, but it was just kind of like, I have very little patience for Final Fantasy as a series, to be honest. Like, I think maybe I finished 10, which is regarded as like a bad one, I think.
No, 10 regarded as a good one.
Is 10 regarded as a good one?
It's the very controversial one.
The one with Squall?
Yeah.
I thought people liked that.
Yeah, combat system is being talked about as being one of the more obtuse combat
the
systems.
The whole gunblade thing, where you
I think
slice and then shoot.
I think it's more that the levels don't matter. X2 is pretty rotten, yeah.
Yeah, it's 10-2 and 13-2. Well, 13
pretty rotten as well, 13-2, actually.
Nobody really liked. I know, but like
it was meant to be pretty fucking controversial because like levels didn't matter and the combat system was a little bit weird.
Right. I know 7 was good. People like 9, 10 was good.
Like 10 has quite a fan base. Like
yeah,
the first
10 is good. What was the PS2 one? Was it where you were Vaughn?
Vaughn?
Was that 12? I like 12. I thought that was good.
12.
And then that is about when I stopped paying attention to Final Fantasy. I tried that the PS4 one. What the fuck one was
15?
It? I fucking hated that, man.
I like 15.
It
has a lot of plot holes, but I liked it.
I looked up like it was like a little thing. It was like a video of like everything you need to know when you're playing 15. It was like you have to play the game, and then you have to watch like loads of movies and like a Netflix show, and like you have to read stuff online. I was like, what the fuck? I don't fucking
that's
do
a
any of
big
that shit.
right? You just have to. There's like you don't have to, but there is like there's a movie that's a prequel to the game.
Kingslave?
And that's it. Kingslave.
Yeah.
It's like literally a movie, and that's it. There's no
but
other
why would
required reading material.
You shouldn't need a movie.
But you don't. That's the thing. Like it's not a required.
But people were like, this doesn't like none of this game makes any sense. And then they're like, yeah, go watch the movie. It's like, why do you need to watch the movie? Why doesn't the game make sense?
Kingslave is just the start of the war, but like you could literally play that game, just understand that there's a war going on. That's it. Like Kingsclave just literally builds up like to the, just basically shows you the start of the war, but like you could go into 15 knowing, okay, there's a war happening, and that's it. Like that it's just as simple as that. You could just I don't have that inert, Final Fantasy gene that people have. I'm a Dragon Quest boy. You've been a Dragon Quest boy, and that's fair. I do love 7 though, and it's just one of those ones where like. Because like it didn't feel like they had the right reference with this game. Like they've been treating the story well. They haven't put the story in the bin. They haven't fucked it up.
It looked like it came from a place where they were like, right, we like this game, we want to update it as faithfully as we can, but there are some things that we're going to have to change. Like I suppose like the fact that that FF7 remake is the first of 3 discs was a bit like you're paying for half a game here, sort of. But at the same time, it's
like a 40-50 hour game.
Yeah, they done so much to it that expanding a PS1 game of that size to a PS4 game is it was probably a bigger job than they thought it was going to be. Because
Yeah.
like I remember thinking about that. It was like, where is this game going to end? Because like
It ends at disc 1.
each one of those discs in the PS1 game, it's a pretty substantial fucking chunky game. Like,
Yeah.
but that's much easier to make for a PS1 game than it is
Yeah.
for, you know, a life like PS4 game.
Yeah.
And I remember it, like if you kind of remember back, that game got postponed a whole lot.
It changed the whole developer
was
because
years.
it got
Yeah.
fully like it got
got redone at one point. Like
yeah, because they
years off,
represented a build and
and they were like,
they're
"This is
like,
shit. Yeah,
this is shit.
This
We're
is
just
shit."
pulling this back
Yeah.
in house and doing it ourselves.
So I mean, like, were they originally planning on doing more than that for that first game, or what? Because I mean, like, the next one is going to be, if the first one is in Midgar,
Yeah,
like
this is where it goes
the,
full open world.
the second version is the second disc, or this, you know, the second half or whatever has got to be, you know, we're making a full open world, which technically they did with 15. So
Yeah.
they could use that technology.
You're going to get Sid. Like this is at this point, this is where Sidnall's going to come in. Like this is where you're going to
Yeah.
get that airship and stuff.
All
You
that-
know.
Yeah, but I mean, it just depends on how much of that stuff they'll actually be able to, like. Will it be like a free roaming open world genre kind of weird thing like 15 was, or will it be like you go from area to area via preordained, you know, lines through
It's
the sky?
it's going to be the real interesting questions are how are they going to happen. How are they going to handle? Sorry, Vincent and Yuffie.
Yeah,
Because they were two characters that were completely optional in the original game. Two completely
well,
optional
I mean,
characters.
like Yuffie and Vincent are at this point they're fan favorites, so they're getting in that fucking game.
they're
Like,
getting in that game,
no
but
question
it's
about
just
it.
I wonder how they make you go to them now. Because like again, their
they'll-
stuff was completely optional in the original.
they'll write it into the story as
But
not
this
being
is
optional.
the things I'm
Yeah.
excited about. You know.
Yeah, Billy.
All right, so
If you're, or sorry, Ocean, if you're kind of linking it back to that original game, 3 discs. The first disc was you in Midgar, and then the second game was you. The second disc was like open world, and then the third disc it was open world, and then back to Midgar again.
yeah,
So, which was a bit odd because essentially that FF7 remake is a third. It's pretty much a third or maybe a half, I guess, of the original.
yeah, like that last disc was pretty much the boss, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
It's pretty much just like a half of that original game. So if they do make a sequel, or it'll be like a, you know, FF7 remake 2 or part 2 or whatever, it should be a, you know, quote unquote open world version of that game where you can go.
So the
go
theories
about,
is
but
that they're going to rename
Yeah.
each game's going to be
But I mean,
renamed differently.
they're never going to be able to make a full open world.
We'll see. I'm curious. Like,
Yeah.
it's like apparently like the rumors that the next one's going to be called like Final Fantasy VII Reimagined, remake,
Oh.
reimagined, reawakened or something.
Right,
Like that.
okay.
There's meant to be
That
like
doesn't sound confusing at all.
it fits with the dynamic of the way the story's going. It fits.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Like, it's not one of these situations where like I'm tentatively excited because like, you know, I could be fucked over. The sheer reverence they put in
You
this
just
first
you're
game,
just playing it. You
they
just want to
can't-
play it.
they,
Yeah.
they give me enough confidence because they've handled this first part so well.
Yeah.
It's like you've handled it. You've already shown me that you're doing the right things here, so I don't have reason to suspect that you're going to fuck this up. You know, that's where. Another one, really? Oh, okay. Fuck. The texture of these tins are weird, but I like it.
They're crazy.
The fuck is that?
A
Berry what?
berry beer.
Berry beer.
Oh, you gotta hydrate.
Gotta
Oh, we
hydrate.
have water. That's right.
We have water. Yeah, we have water here.
Because you can't pay people to get you drunk. So technically, the hydrate is water.
Yeah.
But we'll keep drinking. Don't you worry about it.
I'm really thankful for these horns.
You're welcome. Give me a. Oh wait. Hold on.
So yeah, that was my game of the year though. I'm
very very shocked. Very shocked that was your game of the year.
If you're shocked, what do you think it was gonna be?
It's not that I didn't know what it was going to be. It's just that I remember when you were playing that, you just didn't seem overly. It didn't seem like you were kind of overly affected by it. I don't know.
You clearly didn't see me on stream. I think anyone who was there with me on stream will know that I was passionate and like gleefully like Cheshire smile, like Cheshire grin the whole way through. It was one of those ones where Again, we also played this game at the start of a lockdown, so we barely saw each other for maybe like a month or so.
True.
So there's also that factor as well. But like it was. I'm really excited to see where do we go from here.
What to do with it? Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
and I'm just excited to see like characters that I'm actually really enamored with.
The rest of the cast to turn up in the second one.
And I'm really enamored with this cast, and I want to see what they do and where they go from here. And because they've brought Sephiroth way forward. Like he is not even in the first fucking disc, and now suddenly
he doesn't turn up for a while. Like
he doesn't turn up for a while. Normally in there he is like murdering the fucking president of Shinra.
Are you excited about him being in Smash?
I don't have my copy of Smash at the minute.
Yeah, because I have it.
Yeah.
I just meant in general.
I've never really cared for the DLC characters in general.
Couldn't give a fuck.
Don't really give a fuck.
Couldn't give a fuck.
Couldn't give a fuck.
Couldn't give a fuck.
I mean, I'm sure for the Smash players that are not pedophiles, I'm sure it's a fun game.
That's all about 2 of them then.
Yeah. But you know,
I'm one of them.
So
actually, you know what? I wouldn't even consider myself a fan of the Switch version of Smash. It's just fine. It's almost impossible to play with the Switch controller.
That's the Pro controller goes a long way.
Yeah,
the
I don't
Pro
have
controller
one.
goes a long way with that one.
Fuck that.
I don't think Mercury was expecting me to say that.
I think you may have caught him off guard.
Yeah. We have hot takes.
You're a pedo fan. Or you just mean a fan? I just mean a fan in general. I used to be a fan of Smash Bros. When it was on I guess like the GameCube version. Melee was the last good version that I liked.
I enjoyed them.
The N64 version didn't quite have enough characters in it, and the GameCube version was fucking sweet. I suppose at this point we played more of the N64 version than we
played more Melee than
the
anything.
GameCube version, but
I think I played more Melee than anything.
Well, Melee is the GameCube version.
No, we played a lot of that though. We played a lot of Melee.
What was the GameCube version called? It was Melee?
No, that's what I'm saying. We played a lot of Melee.
Oh, okay, right. Fuck.
I just meant we played a lot of Melee.
I thought we played more of the 64 version.
We did for a while, but then Melee was like quite a big...
It had so many more people in it. Yeah. It was pretty fucking good. Like, the Switch game is all right. There's a bit too much garbage in it, though.
It's like it's the way the fucking... It's the same way the fucking Wii one went. It's like they put a lot of the characters behind a very arbitrary story mechanic.
They make you do that weird kind of like free roaming thing. It seems like it all comes down to chance more than anything else, which is odd.
It's kind of like they rolled in like a bit of the Mario like party style mechanic of movement, and it's annoying, but sure. I like the Switch one. As for tech consoles, where you have to see it utilized, the console to really bring. I like the Switch. I've got the Switch for when I finally go in to get surgery. I'm going to have it, and I'm probably going to get Free Houses and play it.
You're gonna get what?
Free Houses, the Fire Emblem game. Probably play it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Fire Emblem is good shit. Like,
so I know when I go in for my surgery at some point, I'm gonna do that. Oh God,
do you remember the 24-hour thing with Mewtwo? It was fucking easy. Like, if you played that game because it wasn't 24 hours at a time. It wasn't 24 hours in a row.
Gameplay in general.
It was just gameplay in general. So I mean, like, if you were playing the game enough, Mewtwo literally just turned up as you were playing it. Which is what happened with us.
Yeah, we were just playing it one day and then Mewtwo turns up. I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks in because you played a lot of that.
Oh yeah,
game.
we played the shit out of it. Like,
bought one for my kid. And played Katamari's fucking
great. Wait, Katamari's on the Switch?
Yeah,
like beautiful Katamari.
Yeah,
fuck yeah.
Katamari's awesome.
Get Mr. Mosquito on that bad boy. Just get those kids horned up.
Fuck me, Mr. Mosquito. We have to go to our last category though.
We have one more category. This is a bit of a. I don't know if I would technically call this an award. Just more of a bit of forethought,
foreshadowing.
A bit of foreshadowing is a bit more. It's a bit more evil. But I guess
it could be evil because they could be disappointments.
I guess that's very fitting for my one in particular, for it to be evil.
It is very evil. Do you want to
smash him in there? Smash him in there, boy. Do you want to
smash in with your most anticipated game of 2021?
2021 most anticipated game, Village. Resident Evil Village.
You ready to get into the Village?
I'm ready. I want the Village to enter me.
You want the Village to enter you?
I was an absolutely huge fan of that remake of RE2. I haven't played RE3 yet because I was told that it was just not great. It was like a slightly worse version of the RE2 remake, which I'm not really all that happy about. That kind of seems a bit shit. if it is it good? Because if it's good, I will play it because it's already really fucking cheap.
I've heard it's short. I heard it's good but short.
But I mean, you can beat that RE2 game in like 4 hours.
Apparently, it's shorter.
It's
Apparently,
even shorter?
3 is shorter. Yeah. It's probably one of those games you play multiple times.
Yeah,
runs.
well, I mean, that's kind of what you do. with all of them.
I've heard that's the only criticism I heard is that it's shorter than people's expectations.
Right. Well, from what I've kind of read about Village is that it's more of like a it's a sequel to 7, not the remake, not the the remake of 2 and 3. Like this is their new kind of like, their new big tentpole Resident Evil game.
Yeah,
and I really like 7. I thought it was cool. It was weird that they Ground Zeroes. The MGS Ground Zeroes is it kind of
Ground Zeroes, yeah,
comparable to that? It's a bit of an odd one. Right. Okay. Fair enough. That doesn't sound great.
If you get dirt cheap though.
That's just because I hate MGS games.
No, but I mean, like if he's talking about size or like length rather than actual.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it's kind of like a 5-hour kind of thing.
Yeah, like
You
a
can
short
probably
jobby.
play
But if you're
it a
getting it for
couple
dirt
times.
cheap, I guess it's decent.
But I mean, what I've read up about Resident Evil, the Village, is that they seem to be kind of shifting a wee bit towards werewolves, which is kind of fun.
yeah, it's an interesting take. Like it's like let's just like deal with some hurry boys.
It sounds like it's going to be very kind of like. It sounds like it's going to be very cinematic. It sounds like it's going to be a really big game, which is nice. Like I like Resident Evil 7. Like we're gonna have to finish that VR version of that at some point on this fucking stream. Sorry, I'm gonna have to finish that fucking VR version of that at some point in this stream. I have played it.
You need to get the adapter because I can download for free. As part
that's
of
right.
the,
Yeah,
it's part of the PlayStation collection now.
I've finished it normally a few times and it was great. So I'm very happy with that. If that's the kind of game that they're going with, I'm super okay with that. So I'm very much looking forward to the Village.
Looking forward to the Village.
The Village, Resident Evil 8, the Village.
Just kind of. I feel like the witches and werewolves.
Werewolves and witches. Fuck yeah.
I feel like it's probably going to be more folklore than actual enemies.
Yeah,
I feel like people are
we'll
going to
see.
like. I feel like you're going to be going into a place that's like
because I mean like the
full
whole
of the folklore,
the
rather
whole
than
like
the
Los
actual
Plagas
realities.
thing from 4. I mean at that point you weren't even fighting zombies. You were fighting weird plant mutant monster guys.
They were definitely
And
like
it
the
was-
they're like the strain of zombie that ended up creating like a weird, sort of like cordyceps style infection in people.
Yeah, fuck that. I'll take a fuck. See if it's like a game where you're trying to fucking fend off werewolves and zombies at the same time, and witches. Yeah, fuck yeah. Why the fuck not?
I'm intrigued to see it. It'll be one of those ones where like I'm gonna live vicariously for you and watch you play it, but I'll not play it.
I'll probably do it here.
Yeah, no, you'll be always you're a host of the channel. You're always going to be welcome to stream a game here if you want to stream a game here. Like
Whatever you want to do, man.
well, this is the thing. Like I mean, you're a mainstay of the channel these days. I mean, if you wanted to stream a game on the channel, you just have to say, yeah, I'm streaming a game. So I'm like, yeah, fuck, go
I'm
for
just
it.
gonna fucking come into your house and just punch you out of the way.
Well, this is the thing as well. Like, I mean, as time goes on, I'm going to be upgrading equipment here on the rig. I could literally send you down streaming material if you ever wanted one day to kind of like take. Because I'm going to have a spare capture card at some point. I could just send you down a capture card if you wanted to start doing streams of your own onto the channel. You know, it's like, here, do you mind me tagging in one day? And I'm like, yeah, you fucking tag in. I'll watch you for once.
Oh my god. Oh my
You
god.
know, we could do stuff like that. So yeah, like I mean, that's not a problem. Should we go on to my one then? This is technically our last talking point.
Our last talking point. What are you looking forward to?
The game I'm looking forward to is an interesting one. My 2021 most anticipated game is me longing for Hellblade 2. I must admit, I do not condone witch violence.
Not so I could come in with a little PSA there, like.
I love the way you've chopped up. I don't know why you've done it like that, but I love it. It looks ridiculous, but I love it. I'm so very looking.
What I do with my free time.
Yeah.
I just chop up photos of women going, ooh.
I'm looking so forward to like the next Hellblade. I wanted to use Hellblade as actually my like best aesthetic style art style for this year.
I had to talk you out of it,
but
unfortunately.
you kind of set a hard boundary and saying that the game wasn't out this year, so
Yeah.
you can't use it.
It was out a couple of years ago at this point,
Yeah,
right?
I know. And so like I didn't, but I managed to at least but I at least managed to get I managed to get Hellblade in there some capacity. Hellblade was like one of see, if it wasn't Judgment, it would have been Hellblade.
Yeah.
That I would have gave my game from a previous year to.
Oh, yeah.
That game design is beautiful and haunting at the same time. I love the I watched the documentary on it afterwards with the stream of how they made that game and their research in psychosis and actually working with a psychosis charity to fully understand the cognitive condition of psychosis to truly emulate it correctly in a video game. And their audio design is beautiful. The character design is beautiful. The story is heart-wrenchingly like awful in a beautiful way. It's a beautiful, disturbing, dark mess. And I, by the end of it, was so enamored with Senyu. I was so enamored with the story. I was so enamored with the universe. And I just wanted more. And then I find that there's a sequel. I'm like, yes, I need to see where this. I need to see where do we go from here.
A sequel that has been described as like a full budget sequel.
Yeah, like a full budget.
The
sequel.
first one was essentially just like not a tech demo, but it was like a small team in Ninja Theory.
Yeah,
Who were allowed essentially to make a game that the like the larger team was like, right, well, we're gonna go. We have a bunch of shit on at the minute, but we have enough people that we can, sideswipe off to this smaller project. And then it ended up being one of
one of the best.
one of the biggest things they've done in a while. So I mean, it worked out.
It's like Mercury saying there, just the way you experience that game isn't. Honestly, like you need a pair of headphones for that game. You can't watch that on TV. You could play it on TV and listen for it for TV, but you're going to get so much out of just a good set of headphones. You don't need to be like £100 worth of headphones. Don't need to be thousands of quid worth of headphones.
Mm-hmm.
Just a decent set of headphones, and the audio periphery of how that game talks to you with the whispering and the chatting and the internal. Thank you very much for the follow, Gigi. But the internal dialogue sequence of how that game works and how that game communicates to you and gets across the whole idea of psychosis in your character, and that mixed with the visual sort of representation of the psychosis is so beautiful and dark. It is such an earthy game. Just an earthy game, like just a game that is just so like
Earthy?
dirty, like it's gritty.
Yeah,
It's so dirty, but dirty in a way that is like makes sense. Her voices are yelling at you to do things is phenomenal. Yeah, like her voices, like her voices will just like scream at you, but like you have like 5 or 6 of them at a time. Some are whispering, some are screaming, some are like calm, some are like excited, some are like harrowing. It's so just immersive.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. Say you really like the game, yeah.
I speak passionately sometimes.
So you're excited for the sequel?
I'm incredibly excited to see where they go from here. It's interesting because the sequel makes it look like she's part of a war band.
Yeah, I watched that little kind of like
Trailer?
teaser trailer or whatever it was. It was like it's pretty short, like, and it
Yeah.
was just that kind of like close up of the speech.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't give away too much, but well, it looks like they're kind of going for more of the not more of the same, but they know what people liked about that first one, and they'll double down on it.
I don't know when it's set though. I don't know if it's set before or after. You do see some really horrific visuals. I don't know if you're aware of what a Blood Eagle is. Blood Eagle is it's basically a death sentence that the Vikings would do, but it's quite a horrific ritual. They cut a massive slice down your back. They then rip out your ribs from behind,
Right.
and then lift out your lungs and like spread them in the wings.
Nice.
And you die in the process, obviously. And
I think so, yeah.
it's called a Blood Eagle.
Right.
And there's a scene where you come across a body that's been blood eagled, and fuck, just fuck is all I can say. Visually, it's such a God, I don't know, man. Like I could go back and play that game again, like from the very start. And like when you play it from the very start, just like the narrate, it's almost like the voices in your head are almost your narrators as well. But like, oh God, I'm so enamored by it. Ninja Fury is such a great studio. It's such a great get for
That's
for
weird.
Microsoft.
It really doesn't seem like a Ninja Theory game, because like so many of their games just have like no story whatsoever. It's just like hacky.
Yeah.
Gonna cut you up real good, and then for them to turn around and be like, here's this weird kind of like very intimate story about, you know, mental health and, you know, schizophrenia and all this kind of weird shit, that it seemed very odd. It seemed like it was one of those ones where someone clearly brought it to them,
Yeah.
and they were like, would you be interested in telling this kind of story? And then they were given a small crew, and they're like, all right, fair enough, we have the resources that will let you tell this story, but, you know, you're not getting our full attention from it, which is why it was pretty short, right? The first one was a couple of hours.
It was about 10 hours.
10 hours, yeah. So that you would consider that quite a short game. It's
Yeah.
like we'll give you, you know, like maybe a quarter of the attention or resources that we would give our full titles, and then it went on to be this big thing. Because I know like people who didn't even play games who were very like, do you need to check this thing out, because it's very accurate of how it represents how people deal with certain psychological issues. I was like, that's a bit odd. You very rarely hear that about, you know, like this game can be a tool.
I would say if you're really interested in game design, and you're a game designer, I would wholeheartedly recommend that you watch the documentary. It's about 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
And it is
Fucking nothing. Like.
it's nothing. Like it's a docuseries on YouTube. You can watch it. It's from the dev team.
Yeah.
And you can see just like how much attention they give. Like they involve the psychosis charity almost like for the whole process of development. It's not like they had a chat with them once for like an hour and then went off to do their own thing. They are consulted for the whole game. They are like given playable demos for the process, and they're almost like their beta testers. And I think that's really smart, especially when it comes to a game it's meant to be so like I hate this song. Sorry. So it's one of those ones where like they do builds, and every step of the way they got the charity and the volunteers and also the people who are dealing with this fucking god awful cognitive condition every day, give them like a chance to play the build for feedback and whatnot. So like they got like through like from the very beginning to the very end, they had the buy-in from the people that can give the most accurate perspective on the situation, and they said this is probably the most accurate thing to date that has done this right. By no means is it probably perfect, but it's the most accurate representation of psychosis in a entertainment medium, and I think that's really a testament to the developers.
You boy Ninja Theory.
Yeah. But it was a strikingly beautiful game. If you've got the Xbox Games Pass, it's on the Xbox Games Pass. If you've got an Xbox or you got a PC, as part of your subscription, it's on there. I would wholeheartedly encourage you to play it. It's 10 hours worth of your time, might even be less, and it is well worth your time. It is a beautiful, harrowing story, and I would say go ahead and play it. Go ahead and play it. It is a beautiful game.
So that's it. That's our inaugural.
It's our inaugural.
It will be inaugural. That was our 2020 awards ceremony. I think the only thing is left is that I want to hear what y'all's game of the year was. I want to hear audience feedback. Why do you formulate those opinions? I'm gonna go have a piss.
Yeah, let's just. I want everyone in the audience who's been here tonight.
Get typing, motherfuckers.
Tell us what your game of the year was.
I'll be back in a minute. Get typing, you piece of shit.
Let me smell your dick. I'll be the after show. But yes, no. There's always we've always got a little bit of a chat back section for 10-15 minutes or so. Half-Life Alex. I love Half-Life, Steph. Not gonna lie, I just haven't got I don't have a VR headset to experience it, and I'm hoping because I've got a 3080. I'm hoping to get my next purchase will probably be some sort of VR headset, and Half-Life Alex will be one of the things that I will definitely try. Thank you very much for the follow, Steph 90. I appreciate it. I'm sure Mr. Bacon, who's just away to have a wee leak, is appreciative as well. The 2020 release of the year was Ghost of Tsushima. Great fucking game. Great game. Great game. However, my fave I played this year was Death Stranding. So would you say Death Stranding was like your game from a previous year? Because I know we've done a game from a previous year. Mercury is saying his is Hades between the art style, dialogue, and taking something now spent it. It just weren't all the other games that were hit those characters this year. I'm playing Hades right now. Hades is phenomenal. It's so good. Yeah, okay, that's fair. I'll get around to Death Stranding at some point. Ocean, when they give it to me for free. Heard a lot of good things about Hades. I've started playing Hades last day or so, and beautiful art, beautiful audio design, just a really tight, buttery smooth combat system, just a really good roguelite. I would boomerang the game, but I'm just waiting at this point, Ocean. You know, at this point, I want them to give me the game. I want it to appear in like a PS Plus or something. You know, because let's be honest, it's a PlayStation game, right? It's a PlayStation exclusive and PC technically. I'm just waiting for Sony to go, yo dog, your PSN Plus game this month is Death Stranding, and then I'll play it. Then I'll fucking play it, you know? I'm waiting for that motherfucker. I'm waiting for Sony to go, all right. The game's 2 years old. Have a free copy, dog. That's what I'm waiting for. There's very little I didn't like it. Hades is so good. Hades is so good. I'm enjoying. I've gotten past the first 2 bosses in Hades. I'm making my way for it. Mikey's gonna do Euro Truck. I didn't play it regularly, but when I do drive from Naples to St. Petersburg, etc., long ass journeys, it's just a chill radio Hamburg and The Witcher telling me that I'm going to wait. Have you got a mod that for Geralt to tell you that you're going too fast?
He is the audio. He's the what do you call it? He's the sat nav voice for Euro Truck.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah. It's good shit. What did I miss?
I don't know why it's not part of the PS Plus thing. I don't know.
What are people's game of the years?
You want me to scroll up for you? So it started around here.
Holy shit, someone with a Half-Life Alex. That won a lot of awards, actually.
I've said that I would love to have played because I'm a big fan of Half-Life. I just don't have a VR to play it.
The problem I have with that game, though, is that it has such a bar of, like, you need a PC capable of running essentially just, like, the best VR games. And, like, who has that? Do you? Where's your headset? Where's your Oculus?
I have a PC. I don't have the headset.
Yeah, you don't have a fucking headset? That's an
huge... You need a PC. You didn't say you need a headset.
Yeah, a PC. No, I said a PC that is able to play the latest VR games.
I can.
Which includes a headset, which is like
no. A headset's a peripheral.
You need a PC and a peripheral, which is like how much is the fucking Vive or Rift?
You know what?
Couple hundred.
You can play Half-Life Alex on your cards VR ready.
Yeah, but I don't have. I don't.
No. I'm saying if you got the headset for it, though,
you need to buy the headset, which is the expensive part.
All I'm saying is you don't need to upgrade your PC though. You could if you got the headset.
Well, even so, it's buying the headset, which is the expensive part. Which fucking fuck that. No one's gonna fucking do. Ocean's on Ghost of Tsushima, which I can't say that's that much of a surprise because I've heard him say that. Can't see the name.
Yeah, it's really dark. It's Mercury. I don't know why in that window it's so dark. It's Mercury though.
Okay, Mercury's on Hades, so that's two. It's 2 for Hades then. A lot of good things about Hades.
We're talking
Mikey,
about
Mikey loves a wee bit of Euro Truck.
So when he was talking about Boomerang Games, he was talking about Death Stranding. I said like I'm not going to play it until they give me it, until they give me a copy of it.
Right.
I don't know if I can commit to calling it Game of the Year, but I'm enjoying Pokemon Shield and Kirby All Stars Allies. I mean, if that's your Game of the Year, that's your Game of the Year.
Go for it,
go for it. Like I'm
sure Pokemon Shield is quite
was good.
Quite a few people's Game of the Year. Like
it was definitely a few people's Game of the Year last year. It was a great game. 20 Rare Cultivation as well made me interested.
Uh-huh.
I think that's released in Hades.
Oh, right.
I want to check out Half-Life Alyx, but I'm not paying a ridiculous amount of money.
Exactly.
For
Yeah, because you need that headset.
You need a headset.
If you don't have the money for that headset, then
I'll get the headset at some point. Like,
even
that'll
a,
probably
like,
be my next.
like
roadmap.
how much is a Rift?
Depends on the version of Rift you get, but anywhere between 400 and 6.
That's even 400 is quite a lot.
Yeah, I know, but it's a lot of tech inside them. You know, I get it. Apparently, Steph played it on the OG Rift though, so it's the OG Rift, which is probably you could probably pick up an OG Rift for maybe 200 or something now, because the OG Rift's obviously a little bit behind on.
Yeah. We all know how I feel about Steam
You
games
sideload it?
or for Valve games, so I'm not. I don't care.
If you kept you entertained during the apocalypse that is 2020, not so wicked. That's fine. My name is Michelle Connor, so it might be dark in some instances.
It's weird. We have two screens at the minute. It's easy to read on one and almost impossible to read on the other, which is
which is really weird.
Yeah. So like right next to each other, it's two different colors.
Like Alex, sorry, it was Alex that had the cultivation, this 1 year cultivation period.
Because fucking Valve can't release a game, can't release a sequel because they're shite.
You pulled that off pretty well, actually.
I'm gonna have to like suck this off your table.
Oh wait, is it to spill over? Oh shit, I didn't see that half of it. Yeah, you will.
There we go.
Didn't really do the job.
Didn't really do much.
No.
Oh, here. I have a towel in my bag.
Why do you...
It's my gym bag.
Oh, okay. Franchise of the year is Tony Hawk. Played it. That was good. Like, Tony Hawk was good.
Whoa. Did someone just say they hated the Tony Hawk reboot? Come on, Mercury. What's going on? It was great. It was tight as fuck. It was great. That was a great game. That's exactly what you wanted, a reboot. The charm and the expansiveness of the original with new modern features instead of detraction. You want addition. It was great.
I liked it a lot. I enjoyed
Ocean
it.
is playing it right now.
Wait, he was playing Destiny earlier?
Yeah, you were playing Destiny like an hour ago. Pick your fucking game, you weirdo.
He must have got so upset. He must have we must have talked sense in him for playing Destiny. They switched over to a good
Right,
game.
he was like, "Why am I playing Destiny?" They're
the lads are right.
The
The lads are right. The game is shit.
I'll turn it off.
Destiny got bored as it always does.
Well, that's weird. Like we played that the Tony Hawk remake fucking here. I fucking loved it.
I loved it as
was
well.
exactly what I wanted out of the remake, especially after like what was it the fifth one, which
Yeah, it was fucking
hard dare it.
And there was Downhill something.
Downhill Jam. That was years ago. It was like 2009 or
Still
something.
shit though.
It was still shit, yeah, but you just can't whip that out. It's like Tony Hawk's 5 was only out like a couple
Yeah,
of
but it
years
hasn't
ago.
been good since about Underground 2.
It hasn't been good since
Or American Wasteland, sorry.
like American Wasteland, Project 8 and Proving Grounds were okay, depending on which version you played of them.
There was
It was like the next gen versions were okay.
There was
But
a
even
weird
then, they
one.
were a bit shite.
There was a weird one in the series where they didn't frame lock grinds. And so what you could do is you could just break the frame rate in grinding. So if you got like an infinite pull like the circle, you could keep speeding up your grinds and
Right.
breaking the frame. And so the game's supposed to be capped at like 60 frames or
But
30
you
frames.
just keep
You could go up
going.
to like 400 frames a second. So they clearly didn't like frame lock the grind.
Those
And I
morons.
thought that was I was watching a
Morons.
speedrunner doing like because they're like speedrunning through the game and stuff. He's like, yeah, and the trick with this here is that they haven't frame capped the grind, so so yeah. Yeah, those
Right,
guys-
you know what I really want to hear though?
What?
Most worst or most disappointing games of this year.
Oh, you
Give
know,
me-
right. Ocean's
I
gonna say-
know what Ocean's gonna say. I don't care. I want to see it, but I want your most disappointing games, which because I feel that disappointments are almost better than the ups. The ups are better than you fucking done that already. You fucking.
It's a good beer.
I have 14 of those in the house.
How'd you get them for free?
I literally went to the brewery, which is behind my house, and they were giving away free beer. They were literally giving away free beer because they had a tap house set for the week, and then the fucking
So
lockdown.
legit just behind your house.
It is about 80 meters away from the back of my house. Like it's over the other side of the train tracks.
Yeah.
But like, you know, if you were to walk straight, it's about 80 meters. But yeah, they had a tap room set up for the week, and then the lockdown came in, and they were like, we are legally not allowed to have you come in here and buy this beer, and we have hundreds, thousands of cans to get rid of. Come down between 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock. We will literally give you free beer.
How
And
like,
like
we're done?
we were, I don't know, but like we were expecting maybe like a 6-pack, because that's Mikey went a wee bit before us.
Yeah.
An hour or so before us, and he got like 6 beer, maybe 8 or so all together. We were like, right, I'll fucking take 8 free beer, eight free beer, fucking any day.
Yeah.
Fucking went down, and then we're like, here, have this box. It's like, box of what? They're like, oh, there's 21 in there. Like, what? So they give us a box of 21 free beer. Went back and left it in the house. We were walking around again, and they were gone. They were away home. They were like, they closed the shutters up, but they had left all of the remaining free beer outside their door. They
So
were
you
like,
stole it?
and they were like, right,
That's still
if
a big
anyone
ticket.
if anyone doesn't know that this is here, this is never being picked up. So we picked up another box, so another 21 beers.
Fucking
I
hell.
give Maggie a wee message being like, if you want more beer, there are boxes sitting outside this thing. There are boxes sitting outside this outside this brewery. Come right and grab a box. And he also grabbed the box. So we got 21 beers each. I think he got like 14, and there was still two or three boxes left outside.
Jesus Christ.
By the time we came through that night. So they just
Christ.
had a lot of it to get rid of. So if you want any more, all you have to do is come to my house and I'll give you some more.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll be up to your house at some point.
Right. Worst
Not because
games.
of the beer, by the way, because I want to see
Just
you
in
and Tara,
general.
like, I mean, I'm not just going to come to your house for beer. I want to see you used to, but
Yeah,
like,
that's fine. Destiny DLC is disappointing. Was that the one that I mentioned earlier on? Forsaken?
Storm King's Front or some shit. I don't know. Forsaken.
Forsaken King or whatever the fuck it was. Resident Evil 3 was a bit disappointing. Tad disappointed with FF7 Remake 2. Jesus Christ, he was just disappointed with everything. Story of Sessions on Switch let me down. I don't even know what that is.
Story Seasons was imagine like another version of Stardew Valley.
Right, okay. Oh, okay.
Stardew Valley's better.
Among Us isn't new. It's sort of it. Well, okay, maybe not. It's kind of like an original Xbox, like an XBLA kind of title.
Yeah.
It's way more multiplayer than it was. Not a lot of like AAA games that people are upset with this year.
Yeah.
Which is odd.
I mean, like,
Fuck all the big companies. Fuck them. Ruining
to be fair,
everyone.
FIFA was a load of shite. Glad I didn't.
I mean, FIFA has been a load of. FIFA has never not been a load of shit.
FIFA's been a terrible game for
Like,
probably about 20 years now.
I worked in a fucking like a small game store, 15, 16 years ago, and people were trading in that year's copy of FIFA. FIFA 2000, FIFA 2002.
yeah.
Every year there was just thousands of copies of them.
People
like,
buy it en masse and then sell it en
Yeah.
masse.
8 months later, they're like, right, I want the new version. It's like,
Yeah.
there's nothing new about it.
It's just
paying
an updated
the same-
roster.
You're just paying for the same game.
So you're like, oh, that guy transferred to that team. Well, I've got the updated roster, I guess, now. Yeah, I heard that Stardew Valley got an updated, a big update there recently as well.
I bought, you know what? I bought Tara, Stardew
Mhm.
Valley, after the last stream that we were here.
Yeah.
Because you all kept
I
bigging
bigged it up
yous
a
all
bit, yeah.
Yous all bigged up Stardew Valley so much. It was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to get her. Because
did she like it or did she hate it?
she's
though?
playing it just as much as she's playing Animal Crossing now.
I think
So
that's a good sign,
That's
though,
a
isn't
good,
it?
that is a good sign, yeah.
I liked it because like Stardew Valley lets you do the Animal Crossing thing if you just want to like have that. I'm gonna make a lovely little farm and have these nice adventures and go fishing and
Yeah.
stuff. But if you want to do that weird adventure thing, you can do the weird.
Every
adventure
time I
thing.
see her playing it, I'm like, who you fucking? Who's going on? Who you
Oh
fucking?
man, yeah. It's
But
all
apparently, is that hard to do?
No, 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 no,
She's
no,
not-
no, no,
because-
no, no, no.
Because she's
You
not
can-
fucking anyone in it.
You can fuck. You can fuck. You can
Right.
create a relationship.
Could people-
straight fuck?
Could people
Abigail's a good shot.
could people tell Tara how to fuck in Stardew Valley? Because she's finding it quite
I think
difficult.
Abigail's the one that I would go for.
Abigail, she's playing a girl character.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, right? So try and fuck Abigail.
Abigail's like, do you want me to
Find Abigail and fuck the shit out of her.
like you can fuck anyone. Like they don't care about like it's not a game that really requires you to be like
See, but I keep asking that. I'm like, who you fucking? And she's like, no one. I can't get anyone to like kind of to start a relationship with me. So I don't know.
So I'm gonna get Abigail up here for you.
Right, Tara, we're gonna live. We're gonna work this out for you. You're just looking at fan art of Abigail.
I mean, it's really. I'm just trying to get like the proper.
No one likes me.
There you go, though. What the fuck is some of this art?
They won't let me fuck the homeless dude. Stop trying to fuck the homeless dude and
Why
just
are you
fuck Abigail.
Why you look at Abigail? Though? Why would you not want to go for Abigail? Purple hair.
Are they seeing this though?
No, because we don't have screen on screen.
So you're just like, look at.
I'm showing you it.
Oh, okay. I don't fucking care.
Okay.
Well, all right, fair enough.
They've got internet. They're watching us. They can fucking Google why they watch us.
See, she knows who Abigail is, right? So how do you fuck Abigail?
There is definitely like, see, she's married to Abigail.
She's married to Abigail. Well, Tara seems to be having a bit of trouble.
There's definitely
getting those relationships.
There's definitely there's it's not as straightforward to like there is. You can definitely do it. It's just not as.
She likes amethyst as a gift, by the way. She eats them for some reason. So there, give her a whole load of amethyst and
get those amethysts up, and then just gift it out
you'll be
amethyst
riding,
and then ride the shit out of Abigail.
Ride that shit.
I'm fond of a purple haired girl. Like, you know, if I was gonna have waifus, they gotta have purple hair.
I'm all for orange or red.
I wonder why.
Don't know.
It's veggies. Look at that. Some prime fucking thing in the chat here.
Right, lest this turns into a strange
Stardew
Valley walkthrough cast.
We don't need to do that there.
I think that'll about wrap it up. I think we
do. Is this where we're going? It's past curfew. Popo are on their way apparently.
I think I need to get the fuck home, or I'm going to get arrested for being too sexy.
Well, guys, I'm going to thank everyone for coming out for this podcast. This podcast was like obviously happened on a day we normally don't do the podcast on. We normally do the podcast on a. Oh, thank you very much for the follow.
Anton.
Is that a known Hanser or hacker? Sorry,
unknown hacker.
Unknown hacker. Thank you very much for the follow. For anyone who is aware that we do the podcast usually on a Saturday night at 8 o'clock. This is just obviously a little bit of a different one because it's the Christmas week. We're
a bit of an odd one, but
we'll be back next Saturday for our normal podcast. We're starting season 2 of Skippable Cutscenes. Season 2.
Billy, Ocean, you stay away. You stay away from them.
He's allowed to guess, but his points just won't be counted for this season. He's got a season ban on him now.
He's got a season ban.
He's got a season. He's banned from season 2, but
you're too knowledgeable.
He's allowed to return in season 3 though.
You're too knowledgeable.
But his cup has been ordered along with a wee sticker.
I don't know. We're gonna ban him. I kind of just want to get. What if we just get him in at half points or something?
Do you want to do half points for him?
I don't want to.
Well, half his points then.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to keep him out of it at all.
You want to keep? Okay, we'll do it. Right, we'll give him a handicap. We'll give him the champions. We're
gonna break your legs because you're too good at guessing games.
We'll give him the champions handicap. He gets half points.
You get the champions handicap.
Every week he gets half. His points are halved. We'll give him the champions handicap, but his cup has been ordered. I'll be sending him out updates as I get more when they're because obviously the order's been put in over the Christmas period. So his winner's cup. For anyone who doesn't know, Skippable Cutscene, for anyone who's new here, is a game we usually play on the channel for the podcast where we play a 10 to 15 second portion of a video game cutscene and you just have to guess, and the winner from each season gets a very, very fancy winner's cup.
It is a serious cup.
It's a serious cup, you know. So Ocean was our season 1 winner. We're going to have to get a new design for season 2, sadly. We're going to have to maybe change the color or something.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll sort it out. I'll sort it out. Sort it.
But yes, we'll be back on. We're going to be back on Saturday for season 2 of Player vs. Player podcast.
Yeah.
I'm here like 5 days a week though. If you're not annoyed by my stupid face or stupid voice, you see me playing video games at least 5 days a week for at least about 20 hours of the week as well. I'm sadly the only regular host. I would love him to be here with me more.
I got shit to do.
But for anyone who doesn't know, Cosmic Bacon here is a game developer. He's a game developer, so he's a very busy man. He's also a comic book artist. The man is an incredibly gifted and talented individual, and as such has lots of ventures outside of the podcast that requires his time, and he can't necessarily join us.
I have a lot of masturbating to do. It takes up a lot of time.
Yeah, he's a lot of masturbating to do. So he does join us every week for the podcast. The podcast is his baby. It's not my baby. This podcast is his baby.
Love a good podcast.
He's the one that's like willed this podcast into fruition on the channel. Our social links are below the player, though. Normally we have them on the screen with us, but this is a very special version of the podcast. Normally we have like some side banner and stuff like that there. If you want to check out the social links for Cosmic Bacon, you can do so at Cosmic Bacon Art on Twitter. It is below the player as well, but Cosmic Bacon Art on Twitter. You want to check out mine, it is Odin PVG on Twitter. On top of that, there we do have a YouTube channel. If you are brand new here, we have a YouTube channel where we put the archives and some of the clips up from the channel there. We would ask you to just very politely just subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're trying to get 100 subscribers so we can get a custom URL. It's not even, there's no monetary benefit for you subscribing to the YouTube channel. We're not huge. We just want a custom URL so it's not garbage, gibberish nonsense at the end, like youtube.com/. We want to be able to give
I think at this point, if you go onto the YouTube, you can get about a full day's worth of content.
Yeah, we have almost every episode previous of the Player vs. Player podcast archived, with the exception subbed. Thank you very much, Unknown Hacker. But we have every episode with the exception of episode 6, as it's a lost
because
episode.
we fucked up.
We didn't fuck up. The fucking Twitch fucked up.
Twitch fucked up and deleted our fucking audio from like one episode.
Twitch had a hissy fit and just started. This was as the rise of DMCA.
It was a good fucking audio. It was a good episode as well.
We had a guest on and everything.
Yeah,
we had like
Beyblade and stuff.
We had Beyblades and everything. We had our first battle in Beyblade boys, which we'll have to bring back for season 2.
We'll season 2 that like.
Twitch got a bit twitchy, yeah.
It did.
But again, I'm going to be here tomorrow for Miles Morales. I'm going to be playing for Miles Morales and then taking it from there. I don't know what else I'm playing. I'm playing on the PS5, by the way.
Well, you know what? I'm off.
That bitch.
I'm off this week, so I yeah.
Can you join me?
I could join you for some.
So he wants to do some Sega Mega Drive / Genesis stuff, guys, on the channel. So. Do you want to see some like retro old school Sega Mega Drive Genesis stuff?
Everyone loves a bit of Sega.
We can get a bit of that in. So I'm excited for that.
It'll just us be playing. It'll just be us playing Streets of Rage.
That's fucking. Oh, that's good to hear, man. I'm all for that there. But guys, we are the Player vs. Player podcast. My name's John. This is also John. I'm PVG. This is
just a couple of Johns.
Just a couple of Johns lighting up your Sunday. But we'll be back in some capacity. Definitely on Saturday. I will be here in some capacity throughout the week, and if I'm incredibly lucky, we'll have you here as well this week at some point as well. But yes, guys, if you've enjoyed a couple of Johnnies, just a couple of Johnnies. But guys, if you have enjoyed the podcast, I'd ask you to hit that follow button. That way you don't miss out on the podcast or a live stream gamecast as it goes live. But anyway, guys, we gotta love yous and we've gotta leave yous. But we'll see you on the next cast, guys.
Mwah.
Have a good one. Peace.
Brush.
Why is the thing not trying? There we go. Oh, now we get to masturbate heavily.
Now we just get to oil each other up and get the fuck. Let's just get to oiling.
Can't wait to have a big game of the year wank on your face.
Just a big. It's the only trophy that I want.
The only trophy that we're able to give out is literally a big game of the year blast on your face and my face.
I want 2020 blasts on my face.
2020 blasts on your face.
Yeah.
That's what 2020 tells me. It's the amount of strokes you need to get me off.
It's gonna take ages.
To see the last stroke though.
I am okay with it.
See the 2020th stroke though. It's just going to break my dick because it's a big disappointment.
It's just going to be a cement mixer of cum.
Just a cement mixer of cum on my face.
It's just going to spurt out.
Just fucking...
Like someone's knocked over a lava lamp. It's going to be so unimpressive.
Yeah.
That's because it's 2020.
It's 2020 because like fuck the year 2020.
Impressive.
I love the fact that you put in the graphic like just fuck the year 2020.
Yeah. I think that's very accurate.
Yeah, like I mean I resonate with that quite heavily. Like I'm embodiment of what. I also really what I want you to do is to face fuck me.
Okay, right. You want me to just sit on your face and just...
I want you to kind of do that thing where like you sit like at the top where like you're facing down, but then your cock goes in my mouth, but it passes my nose and into my mouth. Kind of want that there. I want to see the member come in like some sort of shadowy destroyer, just then into my mouth.
Yeah, it's a tough position to get into, but I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, we'll make it work. Like we got a whole bed.
We're definitely alone and no one can hear this.
No, I've muted this like I muted our mics like a good solid minute ago.
Oh, ages ago.
Yeah, no, the mics have been muted for a solid minute.
Yeah.
Like
no one's talking about. No one's here talking.
No one can hear shit
or coming or.
No. I mean, like everything we've said has been pretty much like yeah. Like at no point. No, I know I've made a few mistakes in the past. And I forgot to mute it.
Yeah, because I know like the odd time that we've been having one of these.
And I've had to cut it out of the YouTube.
Yeah,
right?
These deeply personal conversations when people can hear it, but not this time. This time we know we're muted.
No, we've definitely muted our mics this time.
Hey, no one's hearing me having a wank right now.
No. Apparently, it's one of those things where like I can see it because I can see the levels, but I know those levels don't go out.
Too right.
Yeah.
I don't think is my penis too far away from the microphone.
I mean, like it's a side dick, isn't it?
That's true. That is true. I'm not wanking the microphone. I'm wanking the penis. No. Bye everyone. Love you. Happy 2020.